Well, well, well. Oh, Cowboys fans. It is about to get exciting for the Dallas Cowboys in this entire football offseason. June 1st is Monday. June 1st is when you will see teams probably start to cut some players. So June 2nd is when the action is going to begin. But there is another thing happening for the Dallas Cowboys in particular on June the 1st. If I am not mistaken, the Dallas Cowboys have their first mandatory training camp on Monday. And we are going to see what's really about to happen with the Dallas Cowboys. Not only do we have that, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys Legends Day, and I'm going to tell you about a certain legend who wasn't there, or at least as far as I know, he wasn't there. And it tells us everything we need to know about this particular legend. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on, Cowboys Nation, on this beautiful Sunday in the Dallas Metroplex? Finally, we have gotten rid of that Seattle weather. Looks like we're getting back into that Texas weather. And no matter what the weather is, it's a great day to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go. Let's get it. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up this season. Let's talk facts. Cowboys fans. Today, I think it was today, the Dallas Cowboys had Cowboys Legend Day. And I think it is something that Brian Schottenheimer does that is absolutely wise. And I believe that he came up with this idea on his own. And I'm going to continue with the conversation I was having yesterday about Brian Schottenheimer. I'm telling y'all, Brian Schottenheimer, as a head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, he's doing it the right way. He is doing it the right way. Brian Schottenheimer is going to go down, I believe, as the best coach since Jimmy Johnson. And who knows what he could do here over the next 5 years with the trust that Jerry and these guys have put in him. He may, and we ain't gonna say that, but let's just say he's got an opportunity to be the best coach since Jimmy Johnson. And then I got a question on Legends Day. Somebody correct me. Where's Aikman? Where's Aikman? I don't know the entire context, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on where's Aikman, going right back into our conversation from yesterday. Then, post June 1st. Let me tell you something. There are going to be a lot of players. There are going to be a lot of deals that are going to be done on June the 1st or June the 2nd or thereafter. That is when you're going to see a lot of teams. They're going to release some players that some people expect, some players that people don't expect. And we're going to see the Dallas Cowboys have 3 roster spots left on the team. And I got a feeling they're going to fill those roster spots after June 1st. And we're also going to look at an article that I think is very interesting. Questions that need to be or will be answered June the 1st. And that's where we're going to talk about George Pickens. Then we're going to talk about Quinnen Williams again. Quinnen's impact on the Dallas Cowboys defense. The Quinnen Williams impact. And it's going to be felt even more this year. And I believe this defense is going to eat with Quinnen Williams as the anchor. And then saw another article I thought was very interesting. They were talking about Dak Prescott getting over the hump. And so I'm calling this Dak's Hump Day. Because when will Dak get his opportunity to get over the hump? We're going to have that entire discussion. So that's the show for today, Cowboys Legend Day. Where is Aikman? Post June 1st. Questions. Quinnen's impact. Dax. Hump Day. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, let's go. Let's get this quick roll call on this beautiful Saturday. I know a lot of people are out and about. They'll have to catch us on the replay today, but we're going to talk Cowboys today. What is going on? What is going on, Justin Harris? What is going on? Ruffin 8385, what is going on today? Good to see you. Good to see you. Carl Williams, what is going on? Big Moss Dog, what is going on? John Henry, what is going on? Jerome Miller, good to see you. Babatunde, what up with you? Good to see you. Gregory Davis, Everett in the crib. Let's go. Gerald Jackson, what is going on? It's that sax guy. What's going on with you? Gregory Hicks, good to see you. Azteca, what is going on? Justin Durham, I agree with you. Smash that like button, he said, everybody. What is going on, Everett? He said, let's be honest, G. Eggman ain't really no cowboy. All right, let's get this thing going. Let's go, Gregory Hicks. Undertaker, what is going on, Undertaker? Marvin Mays, what is going on? Larry Golden, Ra X-A-Fan. Let's get this show started, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. I know a lot of people are out and about, but nevertheless, man, let's talk some Cowboys. What is going on, Enoch Taylor? Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Mr. Polo 1972, what is going on, Texas boy B. Mackey? What is going on? Howard Korn, Cowboy Mike 32, what's going on? What's going on, Jeff Shack? Good to see you. All right, let's get this show started today. And the first thing I want to talk about is this Cowboys Legend Day. I want to continue on with this conversation I was having about Brian Schottenheimer. And Brian Schottenheimer is doing it the right way. We talked about this yesterday, of how Brian Schottenheimer basically started from the bottom. Somebody made a great point about Troy Aikman yesterday. We were watching the video yesterday about Michael Irvin talking about this whole thing with Troy Aikman. He was basically explaining to us that Troy Aikman's feelings was hurt because the Cowboys didn't invite him to work in the front office. Meanwhile, nobody's criticizing the Patriots, as far as I know, for not allowing Tom Brady to work in their front office. I'm not hearing anybody hardly complain about any other teams that would have their ex-quarterbacks working in their front office. But nevertheless, with the Dallas Cowboys, there's got to be a lot of criticism because Troy Aikman is working for the Miami Dolphins. Hey, man, I say, do you go work for the Miami Dolphins? It's all good. And it seems to me somebody made a great point yesterday that Troy's problem is Troy wants to start at the top of the mountain as it applies to the Dallas Cowboys. He wants to come in and work with the Cowboys in the front office, and as if Jerry is going to turn over decisions to him. But I told y'all about Brian Schottenheimer and what I appreciate about Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer came into the Cowboys organization, worked his way up from the dirt, came in as a consultant, went to a non-play calling offensive coordinator, and then to the head coach. And what he did over that period is that he got the trust of the Dallas Cowboys front office. And when you think about Brian Schottenheimer is not trying to be Jimmy Johnson. Brian Schottenheimer is trying to be Brian Schottenheimer. He's trying to start his own legacy. And the thing that I like about Brian Schottenheimer, he's come up with a great idea of the Cowboys Legend Day or Cowboys Legends Day, where he's basically getting these ex-Cowboys. And I talked about this, and I told you, I was saying this last year, that I'm not saying that Brian Schottenheimer was listening to me, but I was already saying this before Brian did it. I was saying that if I were the coach of the Cowboys, I would be bringing in ex-Cowboys to hang around the facility. I don't see why other coaches in the past didn't do this. I mean, when you talk about the history of the Dallas Cowboys, why wouldn't you be bringing in guys from the 70s and 80s Cowboys? Why wouldn't you be bringing in Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett? Why wouldn't you bring in Drew Pearson? Any of these Cowboys from that era who are alive? Why wouldn't you be bringing in 90s Cowboys if possible? I even said it about Troy Aikman. I said last year, if it were up to me, I would have had Troy Aikman hanging around the facility, Emmett, Michael. I even said I would have paid if I were Jerry Jones. This was before Brian did this. I said if I was Jerry Jones, I would literally see what Emmitt Smith's schedule is. See what Troy Aikman's schedule is. Michael Irvin. I would see what those Nate Newton and those guys. I would see what their schedules were. And I would pay them. If I was Jerry Jones, I would literally pay them to hang around the facility. But nevertheless, Brian Schottenheimer came up with a very good idea. Cowboys Legends Day. And so Brian Schottenheimer, he gets a lot of the ex-Dallas Cowboys legends to come in and hang around the facility. And so it's a great idea. It is a great idea. It makes Cowboys present and past. Cowboys present and past. And even future, when you think about the rookies, even though they're a part of the present, they haven't played yet. It brings Cowboys past, present, and future together. It really brings back that mystique. You know, it really helps the young guys to understand, man, the Cowboys are a historical franchise. They're not just Hollywood. They actually have a great history of winning. And so Brian Schottenheimer has come up with this idea of Legends Day. I'm calling it the second annual Legends Day. I got some of the photos for you. This is some of the photos courtesy of Tony Casillas. I don't recognize the players. I'll be honest with you. I don't recognize the players. And I'm sure that is Tony Casillas right there. I didn't recognize the other two. That's Drew Pearson. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is absolutely awesome. This is what you do. This is what you do. If you want to help this organization, I'm going to tell you about me. They wouldn't have to pay me to do this. If I was Jerry, because this is just the kind of person I am. I believe that when people come in and do a service for you, I believe in paying somebody. I believe in paying people for their time because they could have been anywhere else. But if they're doing what I'm asking them to do with the kind of money that Jerry has, I would pay them. But I'm sure they're probably not even paying these guys. They want to do it. And I'm telling you this, I would let them do it. Larry Golden said, absolutely, it brings a lot of pride to where you are. Let's face it, they are the reason why the Cowboys are America's team, because of the past. And let me tell you something about this dude, Drew Pearson, man. Hey, let me tell you something about this dude, Drew Pearson. I mean, I know we seen him crying and going on about the Hall of Fame. But, man, if you saw this guy play, you would understand. He's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Pigeon toes and all. Drew Pearson was a monster. He was a monster. Shoot, Texas B-Mac Maggie said them old heads can give you some game. Man, let me tell you something, bro. That's where you can get some great wisdom from, especially guys who that championship level. Gerald Jackson said the Boston Celtics do it all the time. Yeah, even role players have jobs in broadcast positions. Man. Jerome Miller, I agree with you. He says, I don't think Troy would have been good in the Cowboys front office. I agree with him. I agree with you 100%. Texas B-Boy said this is what we was missing. You can already see the change of culture, a different swag. Man, Brian Schottenheimer, I'm telling y'all what I told you yesterday. Schottenheimer is doing it the right way. There's no other way to slice it. He's doing it the right way. He's not coming in with his ego on his shoulders. He's not coming in, oh, I know how to do it. I've won Super Bowls. I've done this. I've done that. That's not how he's coming in. Shotty has came in with humility. He's came in with some boldness. He's came in with his culture, his communication, his emotional intelligence. Brian Schottenheimer is doing this the right way. He's making the older ex-Cowboys feel like they are a part of the team still. I love what Shotty is doing. I love what he's doing. What's going on, Lock and D? Let's lock in. Freddie Morales, what's going on, El Truco? He said Drew Pearson, when it comes to the Cowboys wide receivers, he's the GOAT. Hey, man, Freddie, it wasn't until Michael Irvin came along that anybody had ever even made you even think about that 88, because Drew Pearson, before Michael Irvin came along, that was it. That was absolutely it. That man, Drew Pearson, was on another level, man. Richard Owens, what is going on? Lock and D said, Shotty really changing the culture. He is. Lock and D. No more drama. This is the part that people are not understanding. The reason why the Cowboys are not having drama, it's because of Brian Schottenheimer. It's because the front office, they're listening to Brian Schottenheimer. And I'm telling y'all, please stop discounting Brian Schottenheimer's impact on what they're doing. People blame Jerry for Micah Parsons. You don't think Brian Schottenheimer? Are we really that naive to think that Brian Schottenheimer was a part of that decision? Trayvon Diggs, a part of that decision? George Pickens, Will McClay told us, George Pickens bringing them in, Brian Schottenheimer. I wouldn't even be surprised if this quote-unquote right now tag is also Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer has had a great impact on this team. And even the ex-Cowboys, they are feeling what this man is doing. You got Drew Pearson there. You got Michael Irvin. He always going to show up. Michael Irvin, he there. You know, he's hugging on Joe Milton. I mean, this is just great, man, when you just think about what they're doing. This is absolutely great. It is. What's going on, Jabril? Yes, past, present, and future. Yes. Jerome Miller. Drew is a high energy guy. He's a member of my uncle's church. Really? Yeah. Man, you know he got that wide receiver DNA, man. A lot of them are different. Gregory Davis said Troy wants that Brady treatment. Brady got a big network deal, his partial ownership. And you know what, Gregory? And he didn't get it from the New England Patriots, and he's still cool. He's still cool. Ryex a fan, he said, we done smashing watermelons with Mike McCarthy. Man, that dude, Mike McCarthy, boy, shoot. He didn't know how to motivate nobody. Ever since goes all the way back to Calvin Hill, boy, Bob Hayes changed football. Bob Hayes was the true first speedster that everybody's seen. His dudeness. What is going on? Now, his dudeness 1972. Now, you are the formerly known Big Rombowski, right? I'd like to keep up because I know you didn't change your name about 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Jabril, we're going to talk about Troy in a minute. A little bit more in depth. But Jerome Miller said Troy talks down on the Cowboys and players too much publicly to be a part of the organization. It's like he has a vendetta. I agree. I agree. Yes, sir. I agree with you, Jerome. Every chance he gets, bro. Every chance he get. Ryx fan said, no more 8-8 Garrett or McCarthy getting back massages and smashing watermelons. What's going on, Star Tree? What's going on, Chris Kane? What's going on? Chris Kane said the only reason Cowboys have drama is because toxic fans. And Chris Kane, here's what I'm glad at. None of the drama is coming out of the organization. That's all I'm worried about. And I'm glad it's not coming out of the organization. And Shotty is going a long way towards making sure that a lot of this stuff isn't happening. Let me show you a couple of more photos from the day. I mean, this is awesome, man. They did it last year. I thought it was awesome then, and they're doing it again. I mean, it is absolutely awesome what they do. This whole thing that they do. DallasCowboys.com, they posted some pictures. Let's see here. They posted the same one, Irvin and Joe Milton. And then here, I don't know, this one, I don't think it has any sound. But here's some more. I think that is Daryl Johnston in the middle. Somebody help me out with the guy who's on the right of Daryl Johnston right there. I'm not sure who that is. It's just awesome, man. It's just awesome what they're doing. It's just absolutely awesome. And I really hope that Brian can make it even bigger. I'm sure they have more than I'm sure they have more than hopefully they'll have this more than one time this season. Maybe they can get some more Cowboys Legends in there. But that Cowboys Legend thing, man, it is absolutely awesome. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the Cowboys also had some OTA stuff going on today, unless these are some past pictures. This is Rashawn Gary. Got another photo, Michael Irvin walking up, hugging Caleb Downs.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
This is another awesome picture.
Oh, you did?
Check out Michael Irvin. Y'all seen this?
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
Michael Irvin said that's a bad boy right there, boy. Man, let me tell you something about this dude, Michael Irvin, man. This dude, Michael Irvin, boy, he might not be in the game no more, but boy, he definitely keep his body in shape. He look like he can still play, don't he? Shoot, Michael look like he can still play. Gerald Jackson, he said players and coaches accepting responsibility is the major difference. Yeah, new players like Caleb aren't concerned with any droughts or disappointments. New energy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big strategy, he said, if we would trade for Garrett and keep Pickens, it's over for the rest of the NFL. Hey, we gonna see what's. Hey, let me tell you something. We gonna talk about Myles Garrett when we get to that post-June 1st. Man, there's a lot of people out there, B strategy. There's a lot of people out there think that something is going on, and they think it's gonna be as soon as next week that Myles Garrett. Boy, let me tell y'all something. Boy, them Cleveland Browns fans, boy. Boy, them Cleveland Browns fans in their feelings, boy. They are terrified, man. They terrified, man. They thinking that Myles Garrett is about to get up out of there next week, y'all. They think he about to get up out of there next week. Star Treatment said, we've been moving different, yes, and Jones is showing the fan base with big business moves. They are, man. Okay, I appreciate your big his dudeness, so you're not the other big Rumbowski. The Cowboys have been nothing but drama since Jerry about the team. That being said, there seems to be a different aura about this team this season. Shotty brings calmness and confidence. Yep, he started it last year. Larry Hunter, what's going on? Larry Golden, man, let me tell you so, boy, Bob Hayes changed football, Mike. That dude, damn. Boy, that dude was different, man. Hey, T Nice, he said it's also doing something for his fans that have been there throughout the past eras. Yeah. Yep. No doubt about it. And I'm still, you know what? One of the things I'm going to do next week is we're going to go back and listen to one particular interview by Brian Schottenheimer that I've been thinking about. And I think it was last year at the owners meeting. And a lot of the things that Brian Schottenheimer talked about in that owners meeting, you're starting to see some of those things come to fruition. I'm even going to go back and listen to his opening press conference, some of the promises and some of the expectations that he set for himself. And I'm still thinking about two things. He said Stephen Jones said the other one. Stephen Jones said his goal is to have the best roster in football. I've yet to hear Stephen Jones says he has the best roster in football. But one thing I've noticed, he's trying to build the best roster in football. The other thing, Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer said his goal is to have the best culture in football. Well, when you look at some of the stuff that's going on in the NFL, and none of it is about the Dallas Cowboys, I think he's doing a pretty good job. Yeah, his dude said this is the quietest you've ever heard Jerry, or the quietest Jerry has ever been. Yeah. Patrick, he says, Patrick Apprentice, he says, that's been the Cowboys' problem the whole time. They finally have let football people make football decisions. Troy could probably help them out. However, I believe that he was calling it as it was. Well, I'll tell you about Troy Aikman, Patrick, and the reason why I don't think he would work. Look at the way that Troy Aikman is doing it. Look at the way Brian Schottenheimer's doing it. That's the way you have to do it. Troy was going to come in here and think he was going to be Jimmy 2.0, and that wasn't happening. Because who's to say? And I'm not even going to say who's to say. I believe Brian Schottenheimer is telling Jerry how it is. He's just doing it in the right way. He's just doing it in the right way. Bottom line. He's just doing it the right way. Demetrius Noel, he said, gee, as I've said since Troy Aikman believe he was the winning formula, the Dolphins should be getting ready for a Super Bowl run and not in rebuilding mode. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, do this. Born in 72, live in Virginia. Dad was a Skins fan, so I automatically gravitated towards the boys. Yes, sir. Star Treat, hey, let me tell you something. He says, Star Treat DC, he says, I believe Christian Parker is going to get the same on defense, teaching, quizzing, coach, situational football, and merit results. Star Treat, let me tell you something. Parker is great. But I believe the best defensive hire the Dallas Cowboys made was this guy right here, BT Jordan. This guy is going to go down, I believe, as the best hire the Cowboys made defensively in 2026 and 2027, because I am telling you that those sack totals, I believe, are going to jump. What is going on, Chanel? Good to see you, our neighborhood statistician. What up, Marvin Mays? Marvin Mays said we get Myles Garrett and his lights out. Man, let me tell you something. Boy, they terrified over there in Cleveland, man. I'm going to let y'all hear some of these dudes in Cleveland again, boy. I don't know what, man. Them dudes in Cleveland are terrified. They literally think Myles Garrett is about to be out of there this week. They are that paranoid about Myles Garrett. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's going to be out of there this week. But I'll tell you this. I am not going to be surprised if Myles Garrett does get out of Cleveland. And the reason why I'm not going to be surprised, we'll talk about it a little bit more later, it just really makes sense in the grand scheme of things. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? What is he going to do with the Cleveland Browns? They literally look like they're in rebuild mode. It's going to take that team with Shador and those new wide receivers, new offensive line, Todd Monken. Man, it's probably going to take them about 3 years to get that thing on board. Man, this dude don't want to wait 3 years to compete for a Super Bowl. Now, if Myles Garrett was 27, he probably wouldn't be tripping on, okay, Shador, I see the light. I see some of the players that we're bringing in, Todd Monken. Okay, I can see some things happening. He's 27 years old. He probably ain't tripping so hard. Man, this dude 30. He going to be 31 in December. And unless there's a miracle, Cleveland ain't going to nobody's Super Bowl this year. They're not going to nobody's Super Bowl next year. Garrett will be 33, 34 by the time the Cleveland Browns could possibly be competing for a Super Bowl. I wouldn't want to do it. I just wouldn't want to do it. If I'm 27, I love it because I'm a big Shador Sanders fan. If I'm 30 years old, I'm like, nah, man, I got to get up out of here, man. I got to get up out of here. His dude has said Jerry, for the first time, has listened to the experts he has around him. Hasn't really done that since Jimmy to a certain point. Possibly listen to Parcells. It's working. Exactly. Yeah, Jerome Miller. I've actually been hearing he's been in DFW because, I think, he's from the area, but he's been over here for a minute. He's been over here for a minute, so we're going to see him. Boy, hey, let me tell y'all something, man. These people over in Cleveland, boy, if you let them tell it, Garrett gone this week. Garrett is gone this week. You let them tell it. Star Trek DC, he said if success happens, folks are going to try to poach Christian Parker. Oh, no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, Star Trek. There's no doubt about it. And the way the coaching staff was put together, we will maintain the high level because someone on the staff will get promoted. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, that's Timmy Newsom with Daryl Johnson. Okay, thank you, Timmy Terry. Thank you. I was like, okay, I didn't recognize him. Texas boy, he said Jerry need to turn into Vito Corleone and make them an offer they can't refuse. Yeah, I told you I would. What up, Keith? Yeah, I'm ready for the season, man. Yeah. Oh, you gonna be at that Commanders Cowboys game week 2? Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't think Jerry let him get out of the city. He's here to sign that contract. Jerome Miller, let me tell you something, boy. If that would have happened, man, let me tell you, man, Cowboys, the NFL itself would go crazy. NFL itself would go crazy. And so when you think about this thing, man, again, with this Cowboys Legend Day, I just really think it's a great idea. It's just another thing to prove that Brian Schottenheimer is doing it the right way. He's doing it the right way. I've been saying this. He's doing it the right way. He's doing it in his own way. And let me show you something before we go over to the conversation about Troy Aikman, which ain't going to be long. But the thing that I'm really tripping on is that Brian Schottenheimer, man, he's really locking in. He is really locking in. This sounds like a Jimmy Johnson type of move. But I don't know if y'all saw this earlier in the week. But Brian Schottenheimer, who was living in McKinney, Brian Schottenheimer sold his house, and Brian Schottenheimer, let me see, this might not be the policy. He sold his house in McKinney. He sold his house in McKinney, and he is moving closer to the star. Yeah, this is a Jimmy Johnson type move. Now, I told y'all before, there ain't nobody gonna do what Jimmy did. I mean, Jimmy divorced his wife and moved into the Dallas Cowboys facility. Ain't nobody doing that type of stuff. Hey, man, ain't nobody need to be doing that. But Brian Schottenheimer sells his house in order to move closer to work. Yeah, he's selling his house. It's too far away from work. He wants something closer than 30 minutes away from the team's headquarters. Now, keep in mind, this is the Dallas Metroplex. 30 minutes somewhere else is 30 minutes. 30 minutes in the Metroplex, it depends upon the time of day. 30 minutes in the Metroplex might be an hour, 15 minutes. Coming and going. So he wants to be closer, it says. He wants to be close. It's too far away from work. He wants something closer than 30 minutes away from the team headquarters. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to spend more time with the team. Yeah, the deeper message is that Schottenheimer's prioritized getting the most out of every day. With 10 out of 32 teams changing coaches after the 2025 season, the NFL has never been more of a year-to-year proposition, which makes selling a house in order to move closer to work always better than selling a house to move out of town. Yeah. Yeah. His dudeness, I do think 3 years is probably about the window, depending upon what happens, give or take, but I do think it's 3 years. JCT said, gee, it will be huge. The season overall will be huge. Dak and those wide receivers will take us to the top. We still have 4. I said this last year, and we're going to talk about this throughout. But let me tell you something, man. I said this last year. People do not understand. When you have a running game and when you have a defense, the quarterback has a whole different type of swagger. Your quarterback has an entirely different type of swagger when he's got a defense and a running game. His swagger's different. He knows that if he makes a turnover, he's got a defense that can get the ball back. He knows that he has a defense that's going to get him the ball even when they don't make turnovers. He knows that he's got a defense that can make stops. He'll take some chances that you don't take when your defense is trash. Even though Dak Prescott was still taking some chances. Your quarterback has a different swagger, a different confidence level when he knows that he has a lights out defense. I'm talking lights out. When you can hold a team on any given Sunday to 13 points, you have a different type of swagger. When you got a run game, you got a different type of swagger. We got the run game. Now we just got to let this defense get ready. And I think we're going to be ready to go. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this Troy Aikman thing, but I just want to make a couple of points on this thing with Troy Aikman. And, this is a little bit, and this really goes to show you how maybe Troy Aikman sees himself. I'm just going to say maybe. I don't know the man's mind. I'm just telling you what I see. I wonder if Brian Schottenheimer invited him last year. I wonder if Brian Schottenheimer invited him last year because I'm wondering, what does Troy Aikman live? Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking that Troy Aikman still lives around in the Dallas Metroplex area is what I'm thinking. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And I wonder if he's been invited to any of these things. And I can tell you now, he probably hasn't been invited. He probably hasn't been invited, not because of Shotty, but Shotty maybe understands the room with Jerry. But I just wonder if he's been invited, or if he hasn't been invited, why not? Is it his schedule? What is it? But I'm going to tell you about me. If I heard they were having a Legends Day and I'm Troy Aikman, I'm saying if I'm Troy Aikman, not Troy Aikman as he is right now. If I'm Troy Aikman, I would be there. I absolutely would be there. I would. I'd be there. I would. I'd be there. I'm wondering where Emmett, I don't know if I've seen Emmett. This is the second year. I'm not sure if I've seen Emmett. If I was Emmett, I would be there. I really think, and I hope they do this more, because maybe they'll do it another time during this season. But I would like to see more of these ex-Cowboys here. Especially Irvin. This is just, and this is why I'm telling you about those 90s Cowboys. Irvin gives Aikman a lot of credit because that's who Irvin is. But if you listen to Jerry Jones, and if you listen to how others talk, Michael Irvin was the driving force behind those championship Cowboys. And it makes perfect sense. This is the second year they've had this Dallas Cowboys Legends Day. And who's there? Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin. If there is one Cowboy that loves the Dallas Cowboys, it's Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin loves the Dallas Cowboys. Irvin is going to be a part of any and everything that Jerry does as long as Jerry lives. You think about the Netflix special. Michael Irvin had a very prominent part in the Cowboy and his the gambler and his Cowboys. Michael Irvin is a staple with Jerry Jones. Michael Irvin loves, because I'm going to tell you something about Michael Irvin I can appreciate. I'm going to tell you what I can appreciate about Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin understands the impact that Jerry Jones had on that championship, the 90s championship Cowboys, but also Michael Irvin understands the impact that being a Dallas Cowboy and Jerry Jones has had on his life. He understands it. Michael Irvin understands it. Irvin is appreciative of everything that Jerry did, does, and will continue to do. Michael Irvin is a true Dallas Cowboy. And he's very appreciative of that 90s era with Jerry Jones and how much Jerry Jones has continued to look out for Michael Irvin. Man, I'm telling you, man, Michael Irvin. Absolutely love Michael Irvin as a Dallas Cowboy. I mean, Michael Irvin, man, I mean, he's probably got to be most people's favorite Dallas Cowboy. He's got to be most people's favorite Dallas Cowboy. I'm not saying he's the best Dallas Cowboy of all time, but he's got to be one of the favorite Cowboys of all time. Man, Michael Irvin is committed to the Dallas Cowboys. And you can always tell when Michael Irvin is talking about the Dallas Cowboys. He's always trying to play the mediator. He'll tell you he don't like stuff that Jerry does, but he's also always trying to be the mediator between Jerry and a player, Jerry and an ex-player, Jerry and the Jerry and the media, Jerry and the fans. Michael Irvin is a true Dallas Cowboy. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's one of the reasons why. And I believe that's one of the reasons why. You know, Troy can say whatever he wants to say, but I think this is one of the reasons why Jerry hasn't ever called Troy Aikman about working with the Cowboys. Because even some of us, when Troy Aikman became a TV broadcaster, a lot of us were looking at Troy Aikman sideways. Come on, man. A lot of us were looking at Troy Aikman sideways sometimes the way he calls Dallas Cowboys games. I mean, come on, man. Jerry don't look at Troy. Jerry don't look at Troy the way he looks at Michael Irvin. He just doesn't. And I don't find it to be strange. I don't know if they do it now, but Michael Irvin plays on the big screen, you know, before the football games, hyping up the crowd and all those things. Man, I said it, I don't know when I said it, but I said it a few months ago. Man, I hope Jerry Jones lets Michael Irvin bring that BTA to Dallas. Let him bring that BTA to Dallas that he does at Miami. I would love for Brian Schottenheimer to ask Michael Irvin on the home games, bring out Michael Irvin BTA. Hey, I tell you what, it needs to be week 2, Washington Commanders, Michael Irvin BTA, man. Come on, man. Come on, Dallas. Invite Troy Aikman out there. There we go. That said, gee, I have an angle that may not be popular, but I think Aikman is trying to compete with Brady on a different level than he did during the football, if you know what I mean. It's something with him. It's something. I don't know. It's something, man. Yeah, Texas B-boy, he committed. Gregory Hicks, I want them to let him bring that BTA to Dallas, man. Jerome Miller said Michael Irvin's the best Cowboy ever. You're talking about someone who it's about all the way in and loves the Cowboys. It's him. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. Michael Irvin is the ultimate Cowboy. He's the ultimate Cowboy. There is no doubt he's very appreciative of what they've done in his life. Larry Golden said, in other words, Troy can't compete with Brady on the field, but maybe in the office and behind commentating, he wants to show he's the best who knows, because look at what Brady's doing. Yeah, he'll never be Brady, though. Dominique, the neighborhood skeptic. Dominique. I mean, I guess you could look at that glass half empty like that if you say the dude kept him out of jail. No, I don't think Jerry just kept him out of jail. Jerry not only got him out of jail, Jerry has been instrumental in a lot of Michael Irvin's endeavors off the field, or had a hand in Michael Irvin's endeavors off the field. Jerry has continued to take care of Michael Irvin at every turn. Don't make this just about jail. Don't make this about jail. You selling, and we don't have to like the way Jerry has ran the team, but one thing we know about Jerry loves his players. And no, we ain't selling Jerry short like that. No, it ain't because Jerry got him out of jail or kept him out of jail. It's also because the way that Jerry has done things for one Michael Irvin. Because even Emmitt Smith talks about how Jerry Jones has helped him to continue to be rich off the field. Darren Woodson has an office over there at the Star. You don't think that Jerry Jones is playing a part in Darren Woodson's life off the field? Man, Jerry Jones loves his players. Jerry loves his players. And if anybody think that Jason Witten would have been on Monday Night Football and Jerry Jones and had something to do with it. Boy, dude, Jason Witten was up there with a hairpiece and everything, man. I mean, man, come on, man. Man, Jerry takes care of his guys. He really does. He absolutely does. And Troy has had it out for Jerry ever since Jerry let go of Jimmy. Let's just keep it real. Ever since Jerry didn't bring Jimmy back, Troy's had it out for Jerry. He didn't like the fact that he brought in Barry Switzer. Didn't like Barry Switzer's coaching style. We understand all those things. Well, like I said, you don't like the way somebody do something, don't expect to be working for him either. Because I don't care what you know. The one thing I'm not going to let you do, you're not going to work for me and criticize me. If you're going to work for me, I don't have a problem with you telling me, yeah, hey, this, that, the right thing to do, but there's a way you're going to do it too. I'm telling you right now, there's a way you're going to do it. So, but Michael Irvin, man, it's not about the jail thing. No, Michael Irvin is a great Dallas Cowboy. And I just think Michael Irvin is a very appreciative person. I mean, why wouldn't you appreciate somebody that got you out of jail? But I don't think it's just that. It's just it's the relationship that Jerry and Michael Irvin continues to have. That's what you're seeing from those two. All right. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. So we have post June 1st, as they call it. There should be a lot of moving and shaking in the NFL starting on Tuesday. June the 1st is Monday. June the 2nd is when you probably should start seeing some moves starting to shake down. Now, let's go over here to Myles Garrett, and then we're going to get to the Cowboys stuff. And who knows? I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes built up on any of this stuff with the Myles Garrett stuff. But I can tell you this, that ain't stopping the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns media, They are in an absolute panic. They think that they're thinking that Myles Garrett gonna be out of this joint, man. I don't believe it. But they are believing 100%. They are believing that Myles Garrett is out of this piece, man. Check out some of the stuff some of the media guys are saying. These guys are shaking in their boots, man.
I'm uncomfortable now. I'm officially uncomfortable.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
I'm officially uncomfortable. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal about this than what it is, but I did not like. I hope I am. I didn't like the answer.
They're just not acting like this is normal.
Because it sounds like somebody like got to him and go, listen, they're going to ask you about Myles, and this is what you say, and he just was like, okay, this is what I got to say, and then it just came out in a word salad, and he just vomited out the word.
Wait a minute. Let's see if we can listen to what they're talking about. I think the defense coordinator, his name is Mike Rudenberg, he was talking about Myles Garrett, and this is the conversation they're talking about.
Yeah, of course. Knew that'd be a question. I'm going to leave a lot of that interaction between me and Myles.
What kind of interaction have you had with Myles Garrett?
Yeah, of course. Knew that'd be a question. I'm going to leave a lot of that interaction between me and Myles. There has been some, yes.
This is the conversation that they're talking about. Yeah, this is the conversation they're talking about. And then, of course, these guys over here, they're saying that basically the answers sound like it was
words of, yeah, that's between Myles and I. We're going to keep that.
It just doesn't sound. It doesn't sound like.
So they're basically saying he was coached.
I'm officially uncomfortable.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
I'm officially uncomfortable. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal about this than what it is, but I did not like. I hope I am. I didn't like the answer.
They're just not acting like this is normal.
Because it sounds like somebody like got to him and go, listen, they're going to ask you about Myles, and this is what you say, and he just was like, okay, this is what I got to say, and then it just came out in a word salad, and he just vomited out the words of, yeah, that's between Myles and I. We're going to keep that.
It just doesn't sound. It doesn't sound like things are normal to me. Like everyone kept saying, it's normal. It's normal. He does this every year. It does not sound. Now I know it's new coaching staff, so maybe you can chalk it up to that.
Okay.
But it does not sound to me very normal.
I don't.
At this point.
So I'm not crazy. I know you guys like to get me worked up, and maybe I'm walking myself into a trap here, but it sounds like he's nervous to answer the question and don't want to say the wrong thing.
What's to be nervous about? If things were normal, there'd be nothing to dance around. There'd be no eggshells to walk out.
I think for the first time, I think there might actually be something to all this silliness that keeps getting brought up with Schreger and keeps getting brought up with Albert Breer. I shouldn't say silliness. I mean, if there's smoke, there might be fire. But now all of a sudden I might see like a flicker of fire around some smoke when I'm hearing Mike Rutenberg kind of hem and haw and try to answer questions. And I mean, honestly, he sounds like Tom Smokowski in Office Space when he's answering the Bobs about what do you do here. Like he's freaking out. It almost looks like he's freaking out. I understand he is a high energy type of guy. And like some of his answers will be a little bit overzealous, overly energetic. I didn't like the way it came off. It makes me think that there actually is something to all this then.
They are terrified over there, man. They are terrified over there. Now, let's think on this. Someone has just said it. Jabril said, ain't Myles on the contract. Now, he is under contract, but I had mentioned this before, Star Trek. I believe that the Cleveland Browns, I think there is a conversation where the Cleveland Browns and Myles Garrett both are looking at this situation. I believe there is a conversation where they're both looking at this situation and they're both saying it would be better for us to depart. Because wherever Myles Garrett goes, Myles Garrett is going to have the say-so in where he goes. He will have the say-so because he has a no trade clause. And also, we talked about this yesterday. When you start talking about Myles Garrett, you have a very select group of teams that are in that win now mode of they think they're one player away. That would probably be the Cowboys. That would be the Bears. That would be the Eagles. That would be the Rams. You think about those 4 teams in particular. And so Myles would have to want to go to one of those 4 teams in order for this to even take place. But it sounds like to me, there's a conversation out there that I think that they both may be having, saying, because Myles Garrett has made this blatantly clear. He doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild. He's already said this. He doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild. He wants to compete for a championship. He's going to be 31 years of age this year. The Cleveland Browns and Myles Garrett, they agreed to move his bonus towards the beginning of the season. They also fixed his contract to where they would have had a $71 million dead cap hit. Now, because they moved that $29 million to where they moved it, they made Myles Garrett very tradable and also with a negligible dead cap hit. They would now be able to spread, rather than 71 in one season, they would be able to spread it into 41 over 2 seasons. And so the Myles Garrett thing is, he's very tradable. He'd even be tradable for the Cowboys. It's not like the Cowboys couldn't do it. He's tradable. And the reason why there is so much smoke going on with this is because everybody knows that he's tradable. And then he said this in the past. He didn't want to be a part of a rebuild. There was another issue. Getting rid of Jim Schwartz. That didn't sit well with Myles Garrett because people thought Jim Schwartz was going to be the coach. I don't necessarily understand the benefit of that one. He coaches defense well, but being the head coach, I think we've seen Jim Schwartz before. But there's some issues going on, some underlying issues going on there. So I do believe there is a conversation where they both could look at this and say, okay, we're on a rebuild. You don't want to be a part of a rebuild. You're 30, going to be 31. You want to compete for championships. We could get us 2-3 first-round picks. So let's see what we could do. Could we get 3 first-round picks for Myles Garrett? Or could we get 2 first-round picks and a 3rd and a 5th and a 7th? I don't know. Could we get the Khalil Mack type of trade for Myles Garrett? And if you could get that type of trade to bring in here with bringing to Cleveland with Shedeur Sanders and continue that rebuild, and meanwhile, get from up under the money that you owe Myles Garrett, ship him to another team, this could work out for both of them. Because the Cleveland Browns got to ask themselves, okay, so let's just say, for the sake of argument, they have Myles Garrett for 3 more years. They really need to look in the mirror and say, are we getting a championship in the next 3 years with Myles Garrett? If you're looking in the mirror saying that, what would be the purpose? Just make Shedeur Sanders the face of the franchise and start building the defense again. You can build that defense again within a year, especially with 3 first-round picks, depending upon the way that you do it. And then you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys should really consider, when you're talking about a player, if they even get a sniff on Monday or Tuesday, if the Cowboys even get a sniff that the Cleveland Browns would have a conversation about Myles Garrett, I really believe the Cowboys should consider doing it. If they get a sniff that they're looking for an offer that they can't refuse, I really believe the Cowboys should consider giving them an offer that they can't refuse. Because if you add Myles Garrett to what they've already done, I'm not saying it guarantees you a Super Bowl, but what I'm telling you is you're not guaranteed a Super Bowl without him either. But I think your chances go up exponentially if you bring in Myles Garrett. And so this is what these Cleveland Browns writers, their media members, I've been listening to quite a few of them, and they're all afraid. They all think Myles is about to get out of here. They think Myles is about to get out of Cleveland, whether it be Dallas or somewhere else. They think he's about to get out of there. Chanel said, I will say this to you. Myles, before he got the new deal, had a chance to sign with another team. Before he signed his new contract, he chose to stay in Cleveland. Now, Chanel, let's think about why he stayed in Cleveland, though. Because they came back with that fat contract. They gave him the contract that the Cowboys and most other teams were not going to give him. They were not going to give him that contract that he got with Cleveland. So, Chanel, let's bounce to this part now. But now that he's been under that contract, what has it been now? 2 seasons? Now that he's been under that contract, they have arranged that contract now to where it's tradable, to where a team could get him and they wouldn't have to take on a lot of that fat contract. So that's why he's tradable now. The Cowboys could very well. Myles Garrett's contract is very doable. It is very doable. The Cowboys could do it. The Cowboys could very well do it. The issue is do they want to do it? I mean, they're already talking about this in a lot of places. And it's not just about Dallas. Myles Garrett, they are saying after June 1st, they are saying that he is a player to watch. And this isn't about Dallas. There are a lot of people out there who are saying that Myles Garrett could be traded to, and he'd have to agree to it. But again, it says if they wait until June 1st, the Browns will be able to save a lot of money over the next few years. Instead of a $41.9 million cap hit in 2026, it would drastically be lowered to $15.53 million and then $25.56 million in 2026 and 2027. I mean, his contract is very doable. It's absolutely doable. There's no doubt about it. Chanel said Garrett has an affordable below-market base salary in terms of cap hits. Yeah. However, acquiring the team must be willing and able to pay out a significant actual cash. And you think about it. They could pay out that cash and put it into either a signing bonus. They could put it in the void years. His contract is very, very absorbable. Yeah, his contract is very, very absorbable. Let me look at the yeah, it's very absorbable, man. It's very absorbable. A team could easily take on what they're talking about paying him. Let me see if we can pull it up here. See, if I'm not mistaken, Cleveland has already ate up a lot of the money or responsible for a big part of the money. So this is why everybody is kind of looking at this contract like this dude could actually be out of here. This is his salary this coming season. His cap hit is 23. His cap hit is 23, 27, 29 in 2028. And if I'm not mistaken, I do not think the 2029 nor the 2030. I'm not sure, but I don't think those are guaranteed. I don't think those are guaranteed years. I think the guaranteed years left on this contract is through 2028. So the 2029, you could cut him and be done with it. Let's see, 2028, if you cut him post June 1st, your dead cap would be 2028. I mean, in 2028 would be 8 million, 2029 would be 4 million. You would basically save $21 million. So you wouldn't have to worry about him in You basically wouldn't have to worry about him there. And so this year is the Cleveland Browns hit. Let's see. Post June 1st trade. And they've already fixed this contract to where they can get it to where they want it. So this isn't necessarily updated. But they've already got this contract exactly where they want it. So that whatever team that would take on this contract, it would be very absorbable. I mean, they could do it. It would just be a matter. And keep in mind, I think you make another great point. You said Myles Garrett is only playing a 4-3 defense. Well, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to be able to play contrary to what people are thinking. The Dallas Cowboys are going to run a 3-4 base, but they're not going to be able to run 3-4 80% of the time. If the Cowboys were to run 3-4 80% of the time, they're getting ran out the lead. There's no way. There's no way you're going to run 3-4. You cannot run 3-4 in this. You're not going to do that. They've already even said this. They're not going to run 3-4. They're going to be multiple. They're going to run 3-4, 4-3, 5-2. They are going to run some situations where they're going to have 4 down linemen. They're going to do it. They're not going to run primarily 3-4. They're not going to do that. 3-4, I believe, is going to be their base run stop defense. But when they get teams in 3rd and longs, you're not running 3-4s. At least I don't think you are. You're not going to run 3-4s in predominantly 3rd and longs. No, you're going to go to 4 down linemen more than likely. You're going to go to 4 down linemen and probably 5 or 6 defensive backs. What we got to stop thinking is that the Cowboys are going to totally run a 3-4 defense. They're not going to do that. They've already said it. They're not going to do that. And so again, post June 1st, Myles Garrett is a huge conversation out there. Huge conversation out there. Edmund said they talking about putting Q at edge. Hey, because they're not gonna run 3-4 the whole time. They're just not gonna do that. Brandy's the bidding war for Myles Garrett would be insane. Well, I can tell you this. You let the Cleveland Browns media members tell it, Brandy. Appreciate that super chat. Brandy, you let them Cleveland Brown media members tell it. Shoot. Let the bidding begin on Tuesday. Let the bidding begin on Tuesday. They are concerned, man. They are concerned. Now, again, this is wishful thinking. I'm not going to get my hopes up on this. But you're going to see a lot of players. This post-June 1st thing is going to be a big deal in this league. So get prepared. You're going to see some players. There'll be players who you didn't expect. There'll be players that people did expect. But there are quite a few players that are expected that are expected to be out there. Let me see if I can find the list over here. There are quite a few players. I mean, just popping up all over the place. One of the people that I've seen so far, they're talking about Brandon Ayuk, which I thought I saw something where they were saying Brandon might have got traded, but they're talking about Brandon Ayuk, Arik Armstead, Denzel Ward, Mike McGlinchey from the Denver Broncos, Jerick McKinnon. I mean, there are going to be some players out there that come June 1st, get ready. Get ready. There are going to be some players out there, and I believe the Cowboys are going to fill those 3 roster spots, hopefully, with some of those players that are out there. I think they're gonna do it. Yes, Chanel said he has $123 million in guaranteed money in his contract, which includes $88 million. Now, I've already kind of heard this. Explained, Chanel. But Cleveland, if a team trades for Myles Garrett, Cleveland is going to eat some of that fully guaranteed money. So the team that he goes to, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I heard explained, the team that he goes to will not have to eat that fully guaranteed money. They'll eat some of it but Cleveland is on the hook for some of it too. Yeah, they're going to be on the hook for some of it. So the team that gets him, they're not going to be on the hook for $88 million guaranteed dollars. Yeah, they won't be on the hook for that. So his deal is very doable, not just for the Cowboys. His deal is very doable for whatever that team that feels like they're one player away. But the issue is he'll have to want to go to that team too. Because Miles is not going to agree to go to a team to where he's not competing for a championship. Brandon Cubb said, he said, gee, does Cleveland need a tight end, running back, and a wide receiver? Because we got those to spare. Yeah. They're on a rebuild. I think for the Cleveland Browns, because you're not giving them George Pickens, he would probably be the only player they would be interested in. Yeah, he'd be the only one they'd be interested in. And so the draft picks would probably be what they would be going after. Yeah. Shadell, you said they're going to run primarily 3-4. Yeah. From what my understanding is, they're going to be doing 4-man fronts too. So Garrett, hey, he can work in there. Yeah, he can work in that 4-2-5. And from what my understanding is, they're going to try to run some 5-man fronts again too. Yeah, Garrett would have a place in Dallas. He would definitely have a place in Dallas. And I'm telling you right now, Christian Parker, book it. If Christian Parker heard from Jerry Jones that he could get Myles Garrett, I guarantee you he would figure out a way to use him. But again, I'm not going to get my hopes up on this. It's more wishful thinking at this point. But we about to see as we move over to these questions about the Dallas Cowboys. Because there's a lot of questions that are going to have to be answered about these from the Dallas Cowboys, the Cleveland Browns. A lot of teams have a lot of questions that are going to have to be answered. And so I want to shift gears over here to the questions that we are about to have answered. Y'all do know there are some questions we are about to have answered for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, let me tell y'all something. Monday is going to be exciting for the Cowboys.
Yes! Here we go!
Let's look at the post-June 1st questions as it applies to the Cowboys. And let's jump right into the one that has to be answered. This is one of the main questions that everybody wants answered. George Pickens. This is the question that everybody's going to want to know. Because up until this point in time, it's been great. I mean, George Pickens, there's been no drama. Signed the tag early, so that seems to mean that he has every intention on being in the mandatory mini camps. And when you look at these mandatory when you look at the mandatory dates, this stuff that everybody, including Cleveland, they're all worried about this whole thing about Cleveland is worried about what's going to happen post June 1st because they're worried about if Myles Garrett is going to show up into the mandatories. Well, let's look at the Dallas Cowboys schedule. The Dallas Cowboys calendar 2025. The Dallas Cowboys calendar 2026. We're gonna know a whole bunch come Monday. We're gonna know a whole bunch come Monday. We're gonna know a whole bunch because these are the mandatory OTA days. We're gonna know a whole bunch on Monday. June the 1st and 2nd, mandatory. June the 8th and 9th, mandatory. June the 11th, mandatory. June 16th through the 18th, mandatory. We're about to find out a lot of things, y'all. Boy, we about to find out a lot of things. We about to find out a lot of things on Monday. And I'm going to tell you now, man, and I don't think it's an if. I believe George Pickens is showing up June 1st, Monday. George shows up Monday. all the air is going to be let out of the media, man. I bet you there are some media people, they praying that George don't show up on June the 1st and 2nd. Yeah, I think he's showing up for mandatory. Because there's no point in signing in May if you were not planning on showing up to the mandatory. What's the point inside? What's the point? Because, and again, let me see. Dominique, he says, if y'all think GP showing up, I've got Land on the Moon for sale. Well, this is the part that don't make sense, Dominique. It actually didn't make sense for George to sign early if he wasn't going to show up on Monday. Because if he would have waited to July the 15th to sign, or if he would have waited until the beginning of the season to sign, he wouldn't get fined. But because he's already signed the non-exclusive tag, if George don't show up for mandatory OTAs, he gonna miss money. And I don't think George Pickens has put himself yet in the mind frame of, oh, it's just whatever it is, $100,000. Big deal. I'm a $27 million man. I don't think he's put himself in that mind frame yet. I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to believe that he did that. Because if he did that, and whoever told him to do that, they need to be fired. If George wasn't going to show up in June, then don't sign the tag. Sign the tag when you're going to show up so that you don't take money out of your own pocket. This is going to be the biggest question we're going to have answered this coming week. George showing up, which I do believe George is showing up. Let me see. Let me see. How much do you get fined? All right, let's see if we can kind of come to. Okay, so this is what the players agreed to. And this is another reason why I say I believe he's going to be there. Because this is a part of the collective bargaining agreement. And this is why if he did do it, whoever told him to do it, it doesn't make sense. It's dumb because he's going to miss money. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm sorry. If I don't care if I am making $27 million. Man, I'm not missing even $20,000 if I'm making $27 million. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I mean, even to miss $20,000, if I was just going to throw it away, well, that's $20,000 I could have gave to somebody in my family, spent on some clothes, I could think of at least 10 different ways to throw away $20,000. I'm not throwing away $20,000 because I got $27 million. This is what they agreed to. This is what they agreed to. Players are not fined for missing voluntaries, but missing a mandatory minicamp results in escalating fines under the NFL collective bargaining agreement. The maximum unexcused penalty totals $104,768 for a 3-day absence. Now, one thing we know about Dallas, I believe Trayvon Diggs didn't think the Cowboys were going to fine his butt last year. And the Cowboys wound up fining Trayvon Diggs $200,000. George Pickens signed that tag. I believe George will be there Monday, unless he's got some kind of written excuse. But the daily breakdown for an unexcused. So the issue is, will it be an excused? Day 1, $17,000. Day 2, $34,000. Day 3, $52,000. And I would imagine it probably falls under, and if he was to miss the rest of it, it would be $50,000 per day after that. Man, let me tell you something. I don't give a doggone if I'm making $270 million. Bruh, I ain't finna miss no 100,000. I ain't finna miss. Shoot, I'm gonna tell you about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett built different. Myles Garrett is built different. Do y'all know that the Cleveland Browns, they put a bonus in the contract of Myles Garrett? A bonus of $1 million if Myles Garrett would just show up to the voluntaries. What? $1 million? Do y'all know he forfeited it? I wish I would. I'm sorry, man. $40 million a year ain't enough for me to forfeit $1 million. I mean, you just basically threw away $1 million. I'm not throwing away a meal ticket. If I'm going to throw away a meal ticket, I'm sorry. I'll go to camp and not work out and get that $1 million just so I can give it. Man, I'll give it to charity before I just let it go back to the NFL. Shoot, I wish I would. I wish I would. And if George Pickens signed that tag early and don't show up on Monday, whoever his representation is, they need to be fired. Fire them. It's crazy. He could have just held out. It would have made the same statement. It actually would have been a bigger statement had he held out all the way up until the beginning of the season. That would have been the drama. But I don't see George signing early and then saying, yeah, now I'm going to miss money. And I'm going to hurt myself while I make a statement. Huh? I'm going to hurt myself and make a statement? I wish I would. I wish I would. Brandy said June 1st, let's get active. Appreciate that super chat. We about to see. Frank Lawrence said Jerry done everything fans ask. Fire Eberflus, hire top defensive staff, keep offense same, retain Pickens, Javonte, Aubrey, free agent trades, draft, UDFA, held a masterclass. Boy, yeah. Appreciate that super chat, Frank Lawrence. T Nice, appreciate that super chat. Man, I'm telling you right now, if George Pickens signed that tag and does what Dominique said, his representation is dumb. His representation is dumb. You make a bigger statement by not signing the tag than signing the tag and hurting yourself. That's like telling somebody, man, you done made me mad. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to slam my fingers in the door. I'm going to punch myself in the face. Do what? Hey, I'm like Jadakiss in that song, man. You going to try to hurt me by hurting yourself? Hey, man, I'm like Jadakiss. Knock yourself out. I'm sorry. Man, knock yourself out. Man, knock yourself out. That would be crazy for George Pickens to sign the tag and then start missing money. It would be absolutely crazy. I mean, you're literally talking about what, $104,000. What was it? 104? $104,000. Then you would have to compound on top of that another $250,000. I wish I would. Man, I wish I would. Not signing no tag to hurt myself. I just want to sign the tag. That's what I would have did. Shoot, that's what I would have did. I'm not going to hurt myself. Man, I'm sorry. I'll give that. Before I miss that money, I'll give that money to somebody else. I don't care if I just show up. Man, I'm sorry. If I'm George Pickens, I mean, I ain't finna start clowning up in there, but I'm going to show up if I'm George Pickens. Because if George Pickens starts acting up, people are just going to hold it against him. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it if I'm George. I'm going to continue on what I've been doing, showing this league that, hey, man, y'all got me all wrong. What's going on? I'm awake. Brandon Cup said, Frank, I don't want to give up a draft capital at all because we are drafting offensive tackles. We're gonna see. If I were the Cowboys, I'd be honest with you. If I'm replacing Guyton, I wouldn't be drafting. I would probably replace him with a trade. I'd be looking for a trade out there. Jabril Quinn said if he doesn't show, the other teams will notice. Exactly. He just hurts himself. Gregory Hicks said that would be crazy work. Man, bro, I'm not hurting myself, man. I'm not hurting myself to make a point to somebody else. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it, man. Shoot, I'm the type of person, you go hurt yourself, I'm just going to tell you, man, knock yourself out. I'm like Jada Kiss, bro. Man, knock yourself out, bro. Knock yourself out because you're just hurting yourself, man. Knock yourself out. Demetrius Noel said, gee, if GB doesn't show up for some sincere reason, now that's the key. The other 31 teams would feel justified in not pursuing him. And how would it affect his value in the future? You want to remove the doubt, not confirm it. And again, Demetrius, boy, let me tell you, man. This part, you said if he doesn't show up for some sincere reason. So let's think about what you said. Even if it's a sincere reason, man, when you got that scarlet letter on you, they will always doubt you. They will always doubt you, Demetrius. You're exactly right. They will always doubt you. Man, when you get that cloud over you, man, it takes time to get that cloud from over you. So you got to realize, man, it's in your control. You can't control how people think, but what you can control is how you can control your actions. You might not even can control how they see you, but you can control how they see you. You can control how they see you. You can control it. You can't control how they think about they see you, but you can control it. Just continue to do what you've been doing. He's been doing a great job. Frank Lawrence been busy on vacation watching Michael Trigg highlights. Yes, sir. Made it to your destination. I'm glad. Yeah, Brandon Cup said that's why Pickens will be here, and I'll take that moon land. Yeah, I think he's going to be here, man. I think he's going to be here. I absolutely think he's going to be here. All right, I think there's some other questions that needs to be answered in this post June 1st. There's some other stuff. George Pickens is the big one for me. Let me see what they talked about in this article. And they're talking about Pickens in this article also. Says here Pickens signed his tender and there are no plans for the Dallas Cowboys to trade him. They're not trading him. They're not. I don't even think they'd trade him if the Myles Garrett conversation came up. I don't think the Cowboys would trade him. It says they have made it very clear. Now it has been reported that he and Dak are working out, and we have seen that he and CeeDee Lamb have become really good friends. I think they posted some new photos today. Somebody here says, I won't sit here and try and guess as to when he will enter camp or whatever else, but he is not getting traded, and he will be in the building at some point, and this offense will be just fine like they were a year ago if they can figure out part of the offensive line issues. The next thing I will be watching is how this defense shapes out. It is brand new, led by Christian Parker, and they have so many new bodies that should help. Christian Parker, that's going to be another big thing that people are going to be watching. And I don't want to hear none of this stuff that Brian Schottenheimer was talking about last year. Yeah, we're just going vanilla. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about vanilla this year. What y'all need to do is not let the video cameras don't have so many live practices this year. I mean, as much as I like the content, I would actually prefer the Dallas Cowboys to not have as many live practices. They need to spend their time implementing their offense and, evolving their offense, and especially implementing their defense. Christian Parker has all these players. Now it is time to immediately start working with these players and implementing this defense. You gotta hit the ground running. I know they've already been doing some things, but now you got the mandatory, so everybody's going to be there. We're going to see some 7-on-7. We're going to see some 11-on-11. It is time to really start walking through that defense. We need to see that defense. I mean, the Cowboys are scrimmaging. It looks like so far we know of. They're scrimmaging the New Orleans Saints, and I'm sure they're going to scrimmage either I'm sure it's going to be the Chargers or the Rams. Rams last year, so we know they're going to do that too. They need to hit the ground running in these OTAs and get that defense implemented. So I am going to be very interested in Christian Parker implementing that defense. It says Dallas has 6 projected starters as well as a full offseason of Quinnen Williams on the roster. I'm excited about that. Also, I'm going to be looking at DeMarion Overshown. Man, this is going to be DeMarion Overshown's. I mean, he's going to be healthy the entire offseason. This is the first time since his rookie year. But he's coming back fully healthy. I'm also going to be looking at Savon Revel Jr. I want to see what Savon Revel Jr. is. Let me read some more of this, see what they're saying. It talks about the defense, talks about the 6 starters, talks about Quinnen Williams. Oh, yeah, Caleb Downs. Everybody's going to be watching Caleb Downs. No doubt about that. I'm excited about BT Jordan. Yep, Michael Trigg. Yep, everybody's going to be watching Michael Trigg. Michael Trigg. Let me tell you something about Michael Trigg. Michael Trigg. Man, let me tell you something. Michael Trigg has the opportunity of a lifetime. So many teams knew Michael Trigg was a top 5 tight end. But because of the way this draft went, and with not being so many blue chippers and things of that nature, Michael Trigg went undrafted. One of the best things that happened to the Dallas Cowboys. So many teams are going to be tracking Michael Trigg. They will be tracking Michael Trigg because he's going to make the team. You know, people like, oh, he got to make. No, he's making the team. I mean, he just got the highest paid UDFA contract from the Cowboys. They paid in history, I think. Michael Trigg is going to make this team on the cheap. Teams will be watching Michael Trigg the entire season. Because if Michael Trigg ends up leaving the Cowboys, I guarantee you teams will be scooping him up so quick, it'll make your head spin. Michael Trigg got some hands. Man, this dude, Michael Trigg, got some hands that are unbelievable. Man, when you watch some of the catches that Michael Trigg made, they just don't make logical. They don't make, like, physical sense. Michael Trigg has got some serious hands, man. Serious hands. I believe Michael Trigg is going to be able to bring the seam route back to the Dallas Cowboys. People said that they're saying that Trigg is Schoolmaker. I don't think that's going to be a battle. From everything we've seen from Schoolmaker, Trigg already done beat him. I'm sorry. Trigg done already beat him. Schoonmaker can't compete if you ask me. He can't compete with Trigg athletically. He just can't do it. Look at the guns on this dude, man. Trigg is basically a wide receiver in a tight end's body. This dude is a super freak, man. He is a super freak. And I'm telling you right now, I believe Dak Prescott's going to turn this dude into a star. I really do. I think Dak's going to turn this dude into a star. Absolutely. So, and there'll be a lot, you know, they said there'll be plenty of other things to watch here too. But again, I've already given mine that's not on this list. I'm going to be watching DeMarion Overshown. I'm going to be watching Savon Revel Jr. I want to see what Deron Bland looks like. I want to see PJ Locke. I want to see Darian Kendrick. Definitely going to be looking at the cornerback that the Cowboys drafted. I mean, there are so many storylines. Let's look at the Dallas Cowboys roster real quick. There are going to be so many Dallas Cowboys storylines, and they start Monday. They are starting Monday, man. This Dallas Cowboys roster, they They are going to be competing, man, strong. They are going to be competing strong, man. I'm excited about what this Cowboys depth chart looks like, man. Very excited about it. Let's look at this Dallas Cowboys depth chart again so we can look at some of these things. The June 1st, Cowboys getting out there. Again, I think Pickens will be out there. I'm sorry. I'm not even thinking about Valdez-Scantling. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I don't know about anybody else. I'm not even thinking about Valdez-Scantling. I'm very excited about Anthony Smith, 7th-round draft pick. Cowboys drafted wide receiver. I want to see if Trayshawn Holden can get onto the regular squad. Trayshawn Holden, I'm telling y'all right now, his biggest battle, if you ask me, his biggest battle is probably Jonathan Mingo. That's probably his biggest battle. I've been hearing some things about this dude, Tyler Johnson. Holden got a battle here, man. Holden is going to be trying to battle Mingo, Tyler Johnson, Anthony Smith, and we can have Valdez in there too. But I'm telling you, the wide receiver room is absolutely loaded. Turpin is going to be here, so you already got your first 4 spots. It all depends on how many wide receivers the Cowboys are carrying. If the Dallas Cowboys carry 6 wide receivers, so we already know we got 4: Pickens, Lamb, Flanoy, Turpin. Who will the other 2 be? I just got to believe Anthony Smith would be on the roster. The battle will be between Valdez, Mingo, Holden, Tyler Johnson. I'm not sure on Jordan Hudson and Camden Brown. Y'all tell me if y'all think there's anything with them. Y'all let me know at that wide receiver spot. Jabril. All right, man, I'm telling you, that wide receiver room definitely got to be cut down, Jabril. It's got to be cut down because they're only battling really for probably 1 or 2 spots in the wide receiver room. 1 through 4 is done. The only thing you're battling for is 5 and 6. And Mingo, they gave him a 4th-round pick for Mingo. Still have barely seen him on the field. It's going to be a battle between him, Valdez, Smith, Holden, and Johnson. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure on Jordan Hudson and Camden Brown. But that wide receiver room, boy, they go be battling, man, for scraps up in that thing, man. Boy, they battling for scraps, man. Uncle Charles said, salute, Cowboys. He said, you do not let a player like Michael Trigg walk out the door. No way. You make a deal with him and you'll always have a matchup problem. Yes, sir. I agree with you, Uncle Charles. I believe Dak about to turn him into a household name, man. I think he'll turn him into a household name. Shoot. Wickware said Trigg will be an offensive weapon. I think so, too. Demetri Noel said, gee, what exactly is Schoonmaker going to do all of a sudden? What has been his excuse, especially last year when he should have gotten the Mozzie treatment? I would have rather re-signed Tolbert than keep Schoonmaker. I agree. Man, it's something about the Michigan boys, man. They want to give them that opportunity. Uncle Charles, he said, Cowboys put the best player on the field, leave nothing behind. You got a championship team. We have to cover up some Dak mistakes. Let's go. Yeah. Lawrence, he says, Dak with GP, Lamb, Javonte, Flanoy, Trigg going to be amped up. Forget last season offense. This year's going to be elite. I think so, too. Mose Logan, I thought Trayshawn Holden was still on the practice squad. I think he's still here. Yeah, where Flanoy is the 4th receiver. I don't think any of them can beat him out. Flanoy is that good, man. I was talking about Flanoy in his rookie season. He's that good. He is that good. I'm telling you. He is that good. And I think he's going to be even better. Flanoy is going to shape up into a very good number 2 receiver. So I'm glad the Cowboys got him as the 3rd receiver. I do. Jabril, I don't either. I think Anthony Smith is going to be on the squad. I really do. The biggest questions for the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying Nate Thomas pushing Tyler Guyton. Kind of saw Nate Thomas last year. We'll see how that works out. The guy who I'm hoping that pushes Tyler Guyton is Drew Shelton. That's who I want to. That's where I really think the battle's going to be. Because I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not even as worried about Terrence Steele as I am about Tyler Guyton. Because at least with Terrence Steele, I know he can block in the run game. My concern with Tyler Guyton is just overall at left tackle, period. I mean, everything about him at left tackle I'm concerned about. Can't stay healthy. I mean, from his rookie season on, can't stay healthy, can't stay on the field during the regular season. I'm very concerned about Tyler Guyton. I'm hoping that Shelton could push him. I would hope the Cowboys wouldn't rule out bringing in somebody else at left tackle. I wouldn't. I hope they wouldn't rule it out. I mean, he got 3 roster spots. I would bring in somebody else, even at left tackle, to try to push these guys. I really would. Mose Logan, he said we need a solid running back too. I think Williams going to step back because he's got the money. Ooh, don't say that. Mose Logan, I think the number 2 running back could already be on the team. But let's run through this real quick. So we got Tyler Guyton. I'm hoping there's some pushing for him. As far as this, I called it the triangle last year. Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker. Incredible. And I'm glad the Cowboys kept TJ Bass. I mean, you got a very good triangle right there. Again, Terrence Steele, he needs some work in his pass blocking. But run blocking, man, he'll knock you out the frame. Drew Shelton, I'm hoping Drew Shelton can do his thing. Then, of course, we got, who is this? A Johnny Cornelius. We'll see how that goes. I really wouldn't mind the Cowboys seeing if they could bring in another tackle better than Nate Thomas. I would definitely like to see the Cowboys bring in another left tackle. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they brought in a left tackle and a right tackle, but definitely another left tackle. No doubt about it, with 3 roster spots left. So we're going to see what happens post June 1st. Again, when we look at the Dallas Cowboys, the tight ends thing, this is going to be a great room for the most part. Jake Ferguson, I don't know why they got Luke Schoonmaker at number 2. I would rather have Brevin Spanford at number 2. And I think the real battle at the tight end room is going to be Michael Trigg. Let me tell you this. I don't think it's just going to be Michael Trigg versus fill in the blank of Princeton Fant, Brevin Spanford, Luke Schoonmaker. No, I think it's going to be Michael Trigg versus this entire tight end room. I think that Michael Trigg might actually be able to get on the field even in some of these Jake Ferguson moments. Hey, man, Ferg better watch out, too. Now, Ferg ain't in danger of getting cut. Ferg has already got his money. Ferg ain't in danger from that perspective. But I believe that this dude, Michael Trigg, can get on the field with the first team. Trigg might be able to do some things for the Cowboys. I really do think he's going to be able to do some things for the Cowboys. Larry Golden said we need a strong offensive tackle. With that, it protects Dak, and we're all good. I'm telling you, man, if I were the Cowboys, I would seriously consider bringing in whoever is the top free agent left tackle out there. Man, I'm from the Cowboys. I'm bringing them in. I got a challenge. I really got to challenge Tyler Guyton. I really have to challenge Tyler Guyton. I do. What's going on, Bernard Fields? Yeah, we got to challenge. We got to challenge Guyton, man. We got to see what he's made of. We really do. We got to see what he's made of. Frank Lawrence, we're gonna hit that defense in a moment, but our defensive line is scary. Yeah, I agree with you. Jerry would get GM of the year. You know what? I've been thinking about that too, Frank Lawrence. Frank Lawrence, I actually thought that Jerry Jones could have been in the conversation last year with some of the trade moves that he made. But with the culmination of the trade moves he's made last year, this year, and what he could possibly continue to do and what the results may be, Frank Lawrence, Jerry could be in the running this year for GM of the year. I believe so. 70s Fan Show, I'm with you. I'm not with this whole Nate Thomas thing. I'm not with a 7th-round draft pick. You guys show me more than what he showed me to start talking about a 7th-round draft pick competing with Tyler Guyton. I got to get it. I need something different than that. Yeah, Larry Golden talking about who Michael Trigg. Yeah, I think I'm telling you, Ferg is the one that's better watch out. Trigg coming to push everybody. Trigg is coming to push everybody with his athleticism. Yes, sir. $200,000. He is here. Kid Armstrong, tell us how you really feel. He said Guyton is trash. Frank Lawrence appreciate that super chat. He said, gee, he said, money, we can get excited about Trigg the way we were excited thinking about Jeremiah Love. Yes, sir. Yeah, this guy's a superhero. I agree. Dominique said GM of the year last year with a 79 record. No, I think he could, depending, again, listen to the rest of the statement I said, Dominique. Depending upon the result of 2026. Depending upon the result. Because when you get the culmination of what he did since the Michael Parsons trade, bringing in Kenny Clark, getting Quinnen Williams, and then with the draft picks, what you were able to do with those. I mean, getting LT Overton, getting Devin, the cornerback. I mean, drafting Caleb Downs, what they did with Caleb Downs. Yeah, I'm telling you, Dominique, if the results are there, Jerry will be in the running. He will be in the running. Jerry has made a lot of great moves since trading Michael Parsons. He's made a lot of great moves, and a lot of people out there have already acknowledged it. Demetrius Noel said, yeah, I agree with you. It's Trigg versus the entire tight end room. Ferg is not the lockdown number one tight end. Ferg leaves too much to be desired. Yeah. Hey, it's Ferg. Hey, it's Ferg versus. Hey, man, it's Trigg versus everybody, man. Trigg is that type of player. I believe he can be that type of player. Yeah, it's Trigg versus that tight end room. Hey, Gab, what's going on, Gab? Mo 1, who you think going to be wide receiver 4? Wide receiver 4 is Kevontae Turpin. As long as Kevontae Turpin has that contract he got, Kevontae Turpin is number 4. At the least, he's number 5. At the least, he's number 5. So they're battling for that number 5 spot, which will probably alternate in with that number 4 spot. So we're going to see, man, can Mingo get a spot? Can Mingo get a spot? I mean, if Mingo don't get a spot, he's going to be cut. Can Mingo get a spot, man? That's the question. And I still say Trayshawn Holden got an uphill battle. They gave up a 4th-round pick for Mingo. They drafted Anthony Smith in the 7th round. He got a battle on his hands. He got a battle on his hands. Hey, Chanel, you tell me what you think. I think the guy they ought to bring in, I would think about Taylor. I would think about that guy from the Lions, Taylor Decker. I really would. I really would. I would think about Decker, man. I really would. I really would. Dominique said, unfortunate situation about Ferg is that he's got too many sponsors in the organization, so nobody's going to take his spot. Now, I agree with you there. Might not take his spot because I said already he's not in danger of being cut. But I think his playtime may be cut in. Trigg is go. Man, I'm telling you, Trigg is here to battle, bro. Trigg is here to battle. And Trigg ain't no young dude. I mean, he young. I mean, he definitely young compared to me. But Trigg ain't no young pup. I mean, you talking about a grown man stepping right in that tight end room, man. Yeah. Rasha Joyner, he said last year was probably the best losing season we've had. There was a ripple effect that will lead to future success. I agree. Almost feels like the Herschel Walker trade. Hey, as close as you can get in the salary cap era. Yeah, I'm awake, said Terrence plays special teams. He'll be 3 or 4. Well, I'll tell you this, he also got a contract. He going to be number 4 at the least. At the least. At the least, he'll be number 4. Yeah, he'll be number 4 at the least. Chanel said Jermaine Elam-Munor. Okay, he's another one. Hey, I'm telling you, I'd bring in somebody. Bernard said Taylor Decker. He out there. Hey, I'm telling you, I'd bring him in. I really would. I think you got to push Tyler Guyton. I don't think Shelton is good enough to push him. I'm not saying he's not good enough to push him, but I want to bring in a veteran to push him. Somebody that says, if you don't get it together, Guyton, you're not going to be on the field. I want to bring in a veteran that can actually start. I don't want him looking at Drew Shelton like, oh, he a rookie or whatever case may be. I can beat him out. Now, I want him to be looking at a veteran, staring him right in the face and understanding what's going on. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something else to be on the lookout for as we talk about the Cowboys roster as we get to this quarterback situation. Some of y'all, I'm a little bit surprised that y'all are not familiar, and I got to look his name up. Let me see if I can find his name again. There are a lot of people that are talking about this quarterback, and I don't understand why they're talking about this doggone quarterback. What is this guy's name? This doggone quarterback, Brandon Sorsby. Now, we already they're talking about Sam Howell and Joe Milton III being a quarterback battle. Well, I'm just wondering if there's a chance the Cowboys could get in that supplemental draft. And if, I'm just hoping they don't do this. But there have been a lot of people talking about this doggone, let's see, what is his name again? Brandon Sorsby. A lot of people been talking about this dude, man. Brandon Sorsby's name has been coming up in conversations. And I told you I was going to get this information for you. It's not huge news, but Jory Epstein asked Jerry Jones about this on May the 26th. Jory Epstein asked Cowboys team owner Jerry Jones last week whether he'd want the NFL to hold a supplemental draft for Brandon Sorsby. He said he didn't know Sorsby's details. Now, notice what he said. Doesn't know Sorsby's details, but it sounds like he knows about Sorsby. Says, but in general, I do like the supplemental draft, especially where we are. The sooner to today that we can get as many good ones on the field, that's a plus for us because I'm in that mood. Injunction hearings next week, complications with gambling, teams' evaluations of Sorsby, and a 2027 pick value to sort through also. But will be interesting to see how the league navigates. Now, for everybody who don't know who Sorsby is, I'm laughing y'all don't know who he is. Sorsby is that kid from Texas Tech. And everybody's been saying he tried to get back on, I can't remember the team, but he got denied to get back on the team. But they are saying that Sorsby was supposed to be a number one draft pick or first round draft pick in the 2027 draft. I mean, there's some people, man, he's out of Texas Tech, man. People are high on this dude. I mean, people, as far as his talent goes, I mean, they're high on this dude. He tried to go back to Texas Tech. Even Texas Tech was trying to get him back at Texas Tech, from what my understanding is on the story. Texas Tech was trying to get him back, and the NCAA said no can do, like Hall and Oates. They said no can do. Yeah. According to the court filings, the NCAA argues no major U.S. sports league has allowed an athlete who bet on their own team to continue competing. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think he should be allowed to be in any supplemental draft this year. I don't think he should be allowed. If the NCAA is not going to let him back in, he shouldn't be allowed to be back in. And now he's out here talking about he has a mental health condition that's making you gamble. Come on, man. People are blaming anything on mental health. Blame anything on mental health, man. Do something wrong and mental health. Do something wrong. Oh, I got some childhood trauma. I mean, I don't care what it is. They try to put everything on mental health. Nah, bruh. You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. I don't want the Cowboys to do nothing I don't want the Cowboys to do nothing with Brandon Sorsby. Nothing. Yeah, I think he's already banned, Chanel. Texas Tech said, I think he's already banned. But I say if he's banned in the NCAA, don't let his butt come to the doggone NFL. Heck no, sit your butt out of year 2. Any of y'all familiar with a movie called New Jack City? Any of y'all familiar with a movie called New Jack City? New Jack City is one of my favorite movies. And they made a vital mistake with, I think his name was Pookie. Chris Rock had a crack problem. He had a crack problem. And they decided Chris Rock rehabbed, and I mean, everything was good. He rehabbed, everything was good. And so they decided they wanted to set up a sting operation to take down Nino Brown. And one of the worst mistakes they made, Ice-T agreed to let Chris Rock work in the crack house. You don't put a recovering crackhead in the crack house. You don't put a recovering crackhead in the crack house. So you gonna tell me that after Brandon Sorsby, they're saying that this dude placed some 40 bets on college football while playing. You gonna put him in the NFL. You gonna immediately put him right back in the NFL and let him play on the NFL team and not even let him start? What? Boy, you done lost your mind. Boy, you done lost your mind. Boy, this gonna be worse than Chris. This gonna be worse than Chris Rock, boy, when he first started hitting that crack pipe again. Boy, what in the world are people thinking about, man? What are people thinking about, bro? You cannot put this dude immediately coming out of college football betting and then say, oh, well, we gonna put him in the NFL supplemental draft. Man, ain't no doggone way, boy. Ain't no doggone way, man. You can't put nobody recovering from gambling right back into the sport that is now at the pinnacle of gambling. What are we talking about, bro? This dude need to sit his butt out for a whole year and let's see if he can go without gambling in his regular life. Come on, man. Come on, man. Go try to throw this dude right back into the fire. Stop it. This is crazy, bro. This is absolutely crazy, boy. But all I feel is that boy had a peanut butter crack. Said, man, come on, man. Boy, they mess around and put this dude Sorsby back out here, boy. It'll be trouble all over again. Nah, bro, you don't get over what he was doing. Man, you don't get over what he was doing after being caught. Nah, bro, you need more time, bro. You need more time. Let's see if you can go a whole season without gambling. And even then, hey, you know what? I'm all about rehabilitation. I don't want the Cowboys to fool with you this year or next year. I don't want Cowboys fooling with that nonsense. But I brought that up because I saw where Jory Epstein had brought that up, and I'm like, would Jerry Jones consider getting Sorsby? I mean, a lot of people have talked really high about this dude as far as his talent on the field. I mean, it must be something because Texas Tech was actually trying to get his eligibility back too. Yeah, Texas Tech was trying to get his eligibility back too. All right, let's continue running down the Cowboys roster real quick. You know, we're going to be doing this quite often. Now, the big deal about the Cowboys And this is something that is going to be a huge discussion. I'm very interested to see the Sam Howell, Joe Milton battle. Joe Milton is he's got a lot more talent than Sam Howell. But Sam Howell is a better quarterback than Joe Milton is right now. I want to see what Joe Milton looks like, this coming training camp. So we're going to see. Bass, what's going on? Good to see you, Bass. 70s Fan Show said, maybe if he does an anti-gambling service on Dallas Smith, shoot, they going to do something, man. Salute USMC. They going to do something, man. They got to do something, man. They got to do something. They cannot let this man, they can't throw this man back into the fire like that. So I think this is going to be the biggest battle in the Dallas Cowboys training camp on offense. It is going to be running back 2. Running back 2, RB2 for the Cowboys, it's going to be a big deal this year. Javonte Williams, we already know he's the number 1 running back, especially after that contract, and the Cowboys got him on a great deal. I still say, even though I think Malik Davis can run in shoddy scheme, and I think he's shown some flashes. For some reason, I just don't think, not only are the Cowboys not sold on Malik Davis, I don't think the league is sold on Malik Davis. I mean, Malik Davis was out there last year. Nobody got him. I mean, the Cowboys went out there and got him out of desperation. And he came back. He ran good when they let him run. I just don't think the league is sold on Malik Davis. Jaden Blue, I'm not sure that Jaden Blue is actually the running back 2 as much as Jaden Blue is going to be that screen guy. He's going to be that running back. Maybe you can line up in the slot. He's going to maybe take some of the gadget stuff, with Kevontae Turpin. The guy who I think could be the running back 2 on this team, it's Phil Maffa. I mean, he's the biggest back on the field. I looked at some stuff on Israel Abanikanda. I'm not sold on Israel Abanikanda as being the Cowboys' RB2. Dominic Richardson, got to see what he looks like. But in the grand scheme of things, this is going to be the biggest battle in camp. And we're going to see post-June 1st, will the Cowboys bring in another running back? That is a big question. Will they bring in another running back? I know a lot of people want them to bring in another running back. We've talked about Nick Chubb. We've talked about Nick Chubb. We've talked about James Conner. But I do believe the Cowboys, before they bring in anybody, I think they're going to give all of these guys a really good shot. And I think the guy who they're really going to give a shot to is going to be Phil Maffa. I think they're going to give him a shot. I think Jaden Blue is just a part of the plan. I don't think Jaden Blue is your running back too. I think Jaden Blue is just a part of your plan. Jaden Blue is going to be a part of, I believe, if he can get it together, I think he'll be a part of the run plan, and I also think he'll be a part of the passing plan. They have got to use him the way they used him at Texas. Don't bring him in here trying to run it between the tackles, Brian Schottenheimer. You got to use him. You got to use his versatility. Go back and look at the Texas tape and use him like you did in Texas. But I believe Phil Maffa, if he can stay healthy, I believe Phil Maffa can be that number 2 running back. He can be that number 2 with a little bit of mixing in of Jaden Blue. He can be that number 2. I also want to see what Dominic Richardson looks like. Israel Abanikanda could be the odd man out. I've seen the tape on Abanikanda. Not impressed. Just not impressed on Abanikanda. And that don't mean that he's not good, but I don't think he's what the Cowboys are looking for as a running back too. I think Phil Maffa can be that running back too. 235, big running back. I think he can be that number 2 running back. And I think Jaden Blue can sprinkle in just enough of outside runs, screens, and maybe even some lining up in the slot like he did in Texas. I think they can do it with what they have here. And who knows, maybe Malik Davis will come and make a statement in camp. But I believe as we look through OTAs, I don't think the Cowboys will bring anybody in to the running back room. Probably, if they are going to do it, probably wouldn't do it until July. I don't think they're going to do it until July. I think they're going to really try to get a good look at the running backs they have now, especially in T-shirts and shorts. You know, you can't get as far as, I mean, you're talking about T-shirts and shorts, but what you can see maybe the burst, the footwork, you know, do you understand the plays? Do you have the concepts down? I think you can get a lot of that. I think you can get a whole lot of that out of these OTAs, but I don't think they'll bring in another running back until maybe June. I mean, until July. Y'all tell me what you think. But the Cowboys offense, though, really in the grand scheme, and guys, we still don't know what the Cowboys going to do with Hunter Lipke. What are they going to do with him? He can run the ball, too. What are they going to do with him? Hunter Lipke is one of the biggest conundrums for the Dallas Cowboys offense. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I just don't think they know what to do with him. They got so much talent, they just don't know what to do with him. So we'll see. Will they line him up in the backfield? I know they use him as a fullback sometimes. I'd like to see him do that some more. But they just don't know what to do with him as far as an offensive weapon. I mean, he's better than just being a linebacker. Just being a fullback. Now, the biggest thing for me I'm looking for in these OTAs is Christian Parker, BT Jordan, this coaching staff, getting with this defense, getting the defensive alignments, getting the defense installed, and can they get this defense locked in before game one? I don't want them taking the Thanksgiving to get this defense locked in. Can Christian Parker put this defense on the fast track and at least get this defense in position to know where it's supposed to be on the field? Because that was one of the biggest problems last year. They just didn't seem to know where they were supposed to be. So can Christian Parker get them set up enough to where they know exactly where they need to be? That is going to be one of the biggest questions for me, and I'm going to be looking for them implementing that defense as soon as OTAs open up. As far as the defense goes, a lot of this defense is pretty much set too. I think a lot of this defense is set. I mean, y'all already know Quinnen Williams. It don't matter. He's starting. So we're going to see what Overton does. We'll see what Odelier does. But Otito, they got Otito Ogbonnia ahead of Jay Toya. I'd like to see what Jay Toya is too. There's going to be a battle with Jay Toya this year. And I really think Jay Toya could just be battling in general. We'll see what Tommy Dunn, I'm not familiar with Kelvin Gilliam and Tommy Dunn, but I guess when you look at Otito Ogbonnia, I guess there will be a battle between Jay Toya and Otito Ogbonnia. But I do think if you look at these two particular defensive tackles, nose tackles, Otito Ogbonnia might be a lot more versatile than one Jay Toya. Maybe a lot more versatile. So that'll probably be a battle, but definitely we'll be looking at Jay Toya. Because, I mean, they drafted him last year. What is he going to be about? Excited about Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams' second year. Jonathan Bullard, we'll see what that turns into. We got Kenny Clark, of course. Rashawn Gary, definitely going to be looking at this. I'm going to tell you another person I'm going to be looking at all throughout OTAs and training camp. Maurice Leofau. What are the Cowboys going to do with Maurice Leofau? Because at this point, I'm not sure he fits in with this current regime. I'm not sure he fits in. Malachi Lawrence, we're still waiting on Malachi Lawrence to get signed. Malachi Lawrence can actually come to OTAs, but what he cannot do is come to actual training camp in July. So I'm hoping they're going to start getting these deals done on these players that were drafted around where he was drafted here in the next week. I'm going to tell you, a sleeper linebacker that everybody needs to be thinking about is Shamar James. A lot of people have not been talking about Shamar James. Shamar James is he's going to be battling for time on the field. Shamar James, Overshawn better get ready. He better stay on the field because I'm telling you, man, I think James can play. I really think James can play. Of course, we got D. Winters, Jayshon Barham. I think this is pretty much set up. Another kid that everybody talked about that's supposed to be really good is Justin Barron. I think Justin Barron is going to be battling in this camp. A lot of people were big on Justin Barron last year. Justin Barron, I believe, is going to be battling. Then we got to see what Donovan Ezerako looks like. I think another underrated player on this Cowboys team is James Houston. I thought he was their best pass rusher last year until we had Jadeveon Clowney come on at the end. So I'm definitely going to be looking at James Houston, OTAs. Sam Williams Sam's on his last leg. Sam's on his last leg. Sam better show out, man. I'm hoping that Devin Moore pushes Deron Bland. I know he's not taking Deron Bland's spot, but I hope he pushes Deron Bland. I am really excited about Devin Moore. Really excited about Devin Moore. I want the Cowboys to cut Kalen Carson. I hope this is Kalen Carson last camp. I'm more excited about Josh Butler. Kalen Carson, cut this dude, man. Cut Kalen Carson. Excited about Jalen Thompson. Marquise Bell, man, I would not be surprised if the Cowboys released or cut Marquise Bell. He is under contract, so they still might let him roll, but I wouldn't be surprised on him. He gonna be battling for his position this year too. Cowboys may just eat the money on Marquise Bell if he don't do better. I'm gonna tell you, hey, Malik Hooker and PJ Locke, battle of the century. Malik Hooker and PJ Locke gonna be battle of the century. Battle of the century, man. I think PJ Locke is gonna get on that field. Very excited about Kobe Durant, Savon Revel Jr. Cut Triquez Bridges. I don't know what's going on here. I think Darion Kendrick is going to be battling in this cornerback room too. I think he's going to get some time on the field. Then, of course, at the nickelback position, Caleb Downs. Stuart Reddy played pretty good. Not sure about Corey Ballantyne. But overall, man, the Cowboys still got 3 roster spots. Still got 3 roster spots. So I'm very excited also to see who the Cowboys bring in over these next couple of weeks. Very excited to see that too. Wick Ware said he believes in Barb. I think he's going to be a monster. I also think Malachi Lawrence is going to be a monster too. I think he's going to be Texas B-Boy. I'm telling you, James Houston, I think he's very underrated. Very underrated. Frank Lawrence, Rashawn, Otito Ogbonnia, Kenny, Quinnen, Malachi Ezeraku. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. And I think the one thing they're going to definitely be focused on is stopping the run, and I'm glad they are. USMC, he said Maurice Leofau was supposed to be a coverage linebacker. Don't forget these players haven't had good coaching, so we might be surprised in how these players develop under this coaching. I want to see it. But I tell you this, he got a battle on his hands. He got a battle on his hands, USMC. That linebacker room is stacked, man. Boy, that linebacker room is stacked, man. He got a battle on his hands. Yeah, he got a battle on his hands, man. That linebacker room stacked. I'm telling you. It's stacked. And I still say the Cowboys can bring in. I'm still hoping the Cowboys circle the block on Jordan Brooks. Cowboys circle the block on Jordan Brooks. It's really going to get tough up in there. It's really going to get tough. Yeah, it's really going to get tough. So I'm hoping they bring him in. I really am. But those are the things and the questions that are going to have to be answered in OTAs. But I do believe the biggest question is absolutely George Pickens. Okay, cheers, Cowboys Daily. He said, don't forget Wheat. Okay, yeah. And I think Wheat, right, he's been with us before, right? The Cowboys, you know, when you look at their defense, I mean, honestly, man, the defense looks just so much improved over last year. Kendrick Thompson, I do believe Butler has a chance in the fight. I think he's better than Kalen Carson. Yeah, I think he's better than Kalen Carson. I really do. But we're gonna see. He was definitely on the upswing. Ryan, he says, as always, I took the Dallas Cowboys defense in fantasy, whether they're good or bad. We're gonna see. But the biggest thing is, I'm gonna be watching how does he put them, how does he get them in position. That's gonna be the biggest thing I'm gonna be looking at. Implementing that defense. That's the biggest thing we're gonna be looking at. All right. All right, let's get a couple of quick hits in. Let's look at Quinnen Williams. There's a great article out there on Quinnen Williams. And Quinnen Williams is going to be a huge part. He's going to be a huge part in year number 2, especially with Christian Parker. Quinnen Williams is going to be a huge, and when I say huge, he is going to be a huge part of this Dallas Cowboys defense and whether or not they're going to be successful. A lot of people seem to just gloss over the fact that we have Quinnen Williams, one of the premier defensive tackles, defensive linemen in this league. Let's look at this article over here on Quinnen Williams and the impact that he has had on the Dallas Cowboys. And he's got a stat for the ages. This is a crazy stat they got over here on, what's this? They got over here on Sports Illustrated talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Says here, remarkable Quinnen Williams stat is fantastic news for the Dallas Cowboys. Pass rush. Let's see here. Mark this real quick. People do not realize the impact that Quinnen Williams has on this defense. If the linebacker play was better, this defense would have been way better last year. Says right here, the Dallas Cowboys must improve in the pass rush in 2026 if they want to rebound and end a 2-year playoff drought. It says, while so much attention has roughly been on the edge rusher group, Dallas also needs significant contributions from their interior defenders like Quinnen Williams, for example. This dude is a monster. It says, while Williams didn't pile up the sacks last season, I believe he will get way more this year. It says he didn't pile up the sacks last year after just tallying 2.5. I'm predicting he'll have at least 8 sacks this year. I'm thinking at least 8. He did supply, look at this, 51 total pressures, which ranks 7th among interior defenders. Sure, it's important to actually get to the quarterback because, again, I always say with quarterback pressures, what was the result? But simply disrupting them with the pressure can almost be as effective. Williams' impressive pressures total isn't just an outlier either. He has routinely stacked a ton of them from year to year and even in the face of double teams. Now, this is the stat that's crazy. It says the Cowboys defender has posted 73 pressures off double teams. What? 73 pressures off double teams in the last 5 seasons. The most in the NFL. Man, that is crazy work. That means he's getting double teamed and he's beating them. He's beating them. And this is one of the reasons why I'm telling y'all, be on the lookout for Rashawn Gary having a great bounce back season with the Dallas Cowboys. I believe Rashawn Gary is going to have double-digit sacks playing with Quinnen Williams. He will have double-digit sacks because this guy commands double teams, and he not only commands them, he beats them. It says the only player with 70 or more in that span is Tennessee Titans star defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons. It says most quarterback pressures after double teams over the last 5 seasons since 2021. Quinnen Williams at 73. Jeffrey Simmons at 70. Also Diggy at 60. Dexter Lawrence at 65. Jonathan Allen at 64. Jared Reed at 59. Vita Vea, 58. Kobe Turner, 58. Now, I think, though, the thing with Oso Diggy Oso can't create on his own. Quinnen can create on his own, and that's what makes him that much more dominant. Osa needs someone else to be dominant. That's why he played so well with Micah. He did some things with Quinnen and Kenny, but Quinnen can do some things on his own, and I think that's the big difference between those two. It says here, eating double teams is exactly what a team wants from its star interior defensive lineman. Williams' ability to do so means he's never out of a play, no matter how much attention is on him. And seeing a high rate of double teams will only open up things, here it is, for his teammates, especially Kenny Clark, who is also vital for Dallas's defense, and more specifically, its interior pass rush. As if his pass rush prowess wasn't enough to be excited about, the former first-round pick is an elite run defender. He tallied the top Pro Football Focus grade among interior defenders last season, which is especially noteworthy for a Cowboys defense that ranked as the 10th worst against the run in 2025. Some advanced numbers on Quinnen. 24 run stops, tied for first in the NFL amongst defensive tackles. 14 run stuffs, tied for first in the NFL. 41% double team. 20.9 stop EPA, fifth in the NFL amongst defensive tackles with 250 plus snaps. 16 quarterback pressures on 201 pass rushes. Yeah, he good. That boy good, man. It says, there are a few reasons why Williams is able to thrive against double teams, one of which is obvious. He's a powerful player. And again, this is the difference between him and Oso Digizua. Digizua does these things when he plays with other great players. But Quinnen Williams does these things regardless of who he's playing with. And this is why this year with Quinnen, Kenny, Rashawn Gary, they should be able to do some things. It says Williams' numbers from the game against the Raiders last season, he bested Max Crosby both in average get-off time, 1.8 seconds to 1.10, and time to pressure, 2.45 seconds to 3.60 seconds, according to Patrick Walker of DallasCowboys.com. Hey, I'm gonna say it the way Bass said it. Bass said that Quinnen Williams is a thug, man. I agree with you. That boy thug, man. And that man a thug out there, bro. He out there thugging, bro. He said he also earned a plus 2.6 pressure over expectations when double teamed, which only further illustrates just how much of a game wrecker Williams can be, even in the face of extra attention. Cowboys paid a steep price, but it's not hard to see why they're willing to do so. Yeah, Williams can do things the vast majority of players at his position simply can't do. And if he makes that kind of impact we know he's capable of in his first full year with Dallas while helping the Cowboys get back to the playoffs, the investment will have been well worth it. Yeah, that boy thug. I'm like, Bass, that boy is a thug, boy. Boss Logan said that boy, he said Q is a monster. I think he's going to be even better this year with the Cowboys. What's up, Lil June? Yeah, I think he's going to be even better this year, bro. All right, let's hit our last story for today. Appreciate y'all rocking with me on this Saturday. Get off here. I know some of y'all might be living that nightlife. Give y'all time to still go out there and live that nightlife. I am calling this last, I'm going to call this last segment Dak's Hump Day. And I do believe that Dak's Hump Day is coming. Hey, I got to do some more practicing, Jerome Miller. I'm gonna really work on it hard this year. Be working hard on that Quinnen Williams dance, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, that boy is a thug out there, bro. He is an absolute thug. All right, let me show you this last thing on Dak. Very interesting article on Dak Prescott. The more the Dallas Cowboys do, the more people are starting to say that Dak Prescott, it is time for Dak Prescott to get over the hump. I think this came from Steve Berline, but they got us some other quotes in here from other ex-Cowboys. But they're saying that Dak has got to get over the hump. Dak has got to get over the hump. Cowboys legend puts Dak Prescott on notice over poor record. Says we just got to put our belief and faith all in Dak Prescott. Former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Michael Irvin has always been quarterback Dak Prescott's biggest supporter. Prescott, who now enters the 11th season of his career, last led his team to a postseason appearance in 2023. Looking at these numbers, even the legend has grown impatient now as the team has lifted the Lombardi Trophy 30 years ago. He says when you look at Dak's numbers, you put them up to Tom Brady's numbers, any numbers, Dak is right there, Irvin said. It's just right here in the playoffs. You got to get over the hump, and Dak has to do it this year. Now, I'm not sure that Dak has – the expectation is for Dak to do it this year. But Christian Parker, first year, I do think the Cowboys are expecting a lot. Christian Parker's first season, but I think they're still expecting a lot. He said, I believe he has a chance because we finally have given him the tools with both receivers to do it this year. He says why Dak is 2-5 in the playoffs is truly a mystery. Now, this is the part where this article is being disingenuous. When you go back and you look at the number of rushing yards the Cowboys have given up in the Dak Prescott playoff games, when you go back and you look at the defenses that they had in those playoff games, also when you go back and just look at the opposing, some of the miraculous plays that some of those teams against the Cowboys made, it is diabolical. We do know why Dak is 2-5. We do know why they are 2-5. It's not Dak Prescott. Their team has not been good enough. Their team. It's not that Dak Prescott hasn't been good enough. Their team hasn't been good enough. So it's not a mystery. And that's why when you go and look at teams that win Super Bowls, go look at the teams. Go look at the teams. John Elway, it took him, year 14? What was it? It wasn't until Terrell Davis came. Tom Brady has always had good teams, always had great coaching. I mean, so many of these issues. You think about the coaching that's been around Dak Prescott. Jason Garrett, Mike McCarthy. Now we got Brian Schottenheimer. Look at the OCs, Jason Garrett, Kellen Moore. I mean, you look at some of the things that have been around Dak Prescott. Go compare that to some of these other teams, and you will start to see when you dig into the details what has happened. Jerry Jones has expected Dak Prescott to do something that he never asked Troy Aikman to do. Troy Aikman was never asked to carry the Dallas Cowboys. He was never asked to do it. Troy Aikman was asked to lead the team and do his part. They want Dak Prescott to overcome everything. If they can't stop the run, Dak overcome it. If the defense is bad, Dak overcome it. If you make turnovers, the game is over. I mean, they have Dak Prescott playing under such duress. Because when Dak Prescott plays in the playoffs, Dak Prescott knows automatically, it's all on me. No player should feel like that. No player should feel like when they get to the playoffs, everything is on me. When you get to the playoffs, it should be about a team and everybody doing their part collectively. Shannon Sharp said it best. You don't take players to the Super Bowl. You take teams to the Super Bowl. Teams go to the Super Bowl. Great quarterbacks, they sit at home if they don't have a great team. Ask Dan Marino. Ask Dan Fouts. Ask Michael Vick. Ask some of these great quarterbacks. We've seen a bunch of great quarterbacks sitting at home during the Super Bowl. Why? Because great quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Teams win Super Bowls. And great quarterbacks a lot of times get all the credit. All the credit. All the credit. People try to turn Super Bowls into a quarterback stat. Super Bowls are not a quarterback stat. Super Bowls are a team stat. When teams win Super Bowls, the quarterback play, even when it's good, the quarterback play is good because the line is blocking. The team can run. The receivers are catching. They're running their routes. Their defenses are good. They're getting turnovers. They're getting sacks. They're making dramatic plays on defense. That's what happens when you win Super Bowls. Yeah, Robert Dudley, teams. Joe Montana, great team. Steve Young, great teams. Warren Moon. Warren Moon got to the Super Bowl? I didn't remember that. What team did he go with? But Warren Moon was a great quarterback. Great quarterback. Brandon Cupp said Aikman was on a super team. Jason Garrett won games with that super team. Cut the games. Aikman was nice, but Emmett was the guy. Book it. Yeah. You need teams. Says here Dak is 2-5 in the playoffs. I mean, even when you look at the teams over the last few years, those teams, man, I'm telling you, when we went to play the Green Bay Packers in 2023, Dak Prescott was better than Jordan Love, but Jordan Love played on a better team. The Green Bay Packers, they were just better. The Green Bay Packers were better, and I was afraid of that. They were better than us. They could run the ball, and we couldn't stop the run. It was a recipe for disaster. Says Dak Prescott, 2-5 in the playoffs. It's not a mystery. This is the lowest postseason win percentage among NFL quarterbacks who have started more than 5 games in their careers, according to CBS Sports. It's a bad look on a quarterback who shocked the league as a rookie, taking Dallas to the postseason in 2016 after a disappointing 2015 season when they finished 4-12. And when you think about in 2016, it took Aaron Rodgers to make one of the most incredible throws. One of the most incredible and sickening throws you'll ever see. And it also took a doggone field goal that looked like it was going outside and curved inside. Says this is someone who throws for more than 3,000 yards every season, barring the 2 when he was injured. Prescott was among the top 5 quarterbacks in the league in 5 of the last 10 seasons. In 2016 and 2017, he finished right behind Tom Brady in passing yards and quarterback rating. But during Dak Prescott's tenure, Brady has taken home 2 Super Bowl rings and retired. And I'll go back to my same premise. Tell me the coach that Dak Prescott has played for that can compare to Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, during those years in New England, we're not watching the same Bill Belichick. Him and Tom Brady were the perfect match. Says here, after consistent failures, many have asked whether it's really a Dak Prescott problem or a Dallas Cowboys problem. To be honest, it's a bit of both. I think it's actually more of a Dallas Cowboys problem because Dak has only been here for 11 years. The other previous 19 years, they didn't get to the Super Bowl either. It says Prescott gave his team a fighting chance in 2016 divisional round clash against the Green Bay Packers, tying the scores at 31-31 in garbage time. I don't even understand that comment. 31-31 in garbage time. No, Dak brought the team back. Says, but the defense fell apart. True. Allowing the Packers to put themselves in field goal territory. I also think it was poor clock management because I remember when they drove that ball down there, Dak Prescott asked Jason Garrett, should they call a timeout? Jason Garrett called a timeout. Shouldn't have called a timeout, or I think he didn't call it. I think he might have spiked the ball. Shouldn't have spiked the ball or called a timeout. They should have let the clock keep running. There was no reason to rush and go in that end zone as soon as they did. They should have took as much time off the clock as they could against the Green Bay Packers. It says 3 points kept Prescott from a dream season at Dallas. I believe they would have went to the Super Bowl that year, coming to the league as a 4th-round pick. But fans are also quick to bring up Dallas' 2021 wild card game against the 49ers whenever someone praises Dak Prescott. Says the Cowboys are trailing by 6 points with less than a minute on the clock, 23-17, having added 10 points in the 4th quarter alone, An attempt to score could have been made if the Cowboys had some time, but incompletions from Prescott ended the season for the team. Yeah, San Francisco had nothing to do with that. San Francisco had nothing to do with them incompletions. Says, according to the predictive NFL analyst Warren Sharp, Dak was 7th in the list of 10 worst quarterbacks inside the red zone in 2025, inside the 20. Some of that and a lot of that is the play calling of Brian Schottenheimer. His completion rate fell to 55.56%. He even tied for the second most interceptions inside the 10-yard line, throwing 2 picks from that zone. Come on, 2 picks, man. Come on. Stop this madness. Even though he had 2 great wide receivers to help him out, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Says Prescott's playmaking ability is an asset the Cowboys cannot gamble with if they plan to go into the postseason this year. They ensured it remains consistent with Lamb and Pickens locked down for the 2026 season, but the trio has to make it past the regular schedule alone before thinking about planting a flag in the postseason. After facing the Ravens in Brazil, the Cowboys will be on the road for 3 of their next 4 games, and all 3 of them were in the playoffs last year. Texans, Packers, Eagles. I think the Cowboys will win 2 of the 3 of those games, regardless of what anyone says. This is the schedule even before the Cowboys complete 10 weeks in the season, while their bye week remains sandwiched between 2 road games. Yeah, Chanel said, ask Matt Ryan, ask Fran Target, and ask Dan Marino. Yeah. Teams win Super Bowls. Ask Trent Dilfer. Ask Brad Johnson. Teams win Super Bowls. Teams wins Super Bowls. Bottom lines. They win Super Bowls. So, I believe Dak's hump day is coming. I believe Dak's hump day is going to be in 2026. No later than 2027. I believe Dak's hump day is coming, and it's coming quick. I really do. What's up? Easy. We want easy. Demetrius Noel said, I'm going to say it. What were the odds that the NFL was going to let black rookie quarterback and a running back win in the Super Bowl? Man, that was tough. They almost did it, though. Demetrius Noel, boy, it took, I got to give Aaron Rodgers credit, bro. That 2016, oh my gosh. That was a throw for the ages, man. That was a throw and the catch, too. Man, the throw and the catch were insane. The throw and the catch were insane. But nevertheless, I believe Dak Prescott is going to get it this year, no later than next. Dak Prescott is too good of a player, too good of a leader, too good of a young man to not get a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. And I believe they are putting the things around him to do it. We got to let this defense get it together. We're going to see what it looks like by mid-season. But I'm very confident. I'm very confident that the Dallas Cowboys are on to something. And I believe that Dak Prescott is about to have his hump day. He's going to get over that hump day. Dominique, my man. Yes, sir. You know I'm going to have a great service. I appreciate you always. You always keep us grounded, my brother. Appreciate you. I'm excited, man. I'm excited about this Dallas Cowboys season. I'm excited about OTAs. Dominique, we gonna see. You said that George ain't showing up on Monday. We gonna see. But I think y'all gonna call me a prophet before it's over. I think George Pickens will be at that OTAs. And I think he will be smiling. I think he will be upbeat. I think you're gonna get all kinds of great interviews from him, from Jerry, from Steven. And I'm still holding out hope. The Cowboys may extend him, extend Quinnen, and who knows if there's really a miracle in the works. Boy, what if the Cowboys did all of that and went and got Myles Garrett? Ooh-wee! Boy, you wouldn't be able to tell Dallas Cowboy fans nothing. you won't be able to tell us nothing. Dominique, you my man. I'm gonna tell, hey, Dominique. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, Dominique. Everybody is wondering this question. Because I believe there's a lot of people that are thinking like you, Dominique. I think a lot of people are thinking that George ain't gonna show up. He better. Because if he don't show up, it's dumb to sign that doggone tag and don't show up, man. Dumb. But man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all go out there and have a great rest of y'all Saturdays. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy yourself. And if y'all live in that Lancaster, Texas area, man, come see me at the Cold Springs Church of Christ. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.